What is up, everybody? Welcome into the nightcap. JT Best Ball here. We have a good friend, Hoohames. He's in here tonight. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. We're going to be drafting, starting off an Eliminator, and then we're going to get into a little roster construction talk I wanted to bring up with him before we hop into the Eliminator. I actually have a little small confession to make. Going to be a really fun show tonight. Let's hit the intro and get right to it.
I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day. I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Hey,
What's up, Hoohames? How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I am great. So I have a confession to make, and it was you and not Hoohames. You are Hoohames. It was you and Hartman, y'all's talks when I first switched over to Underdog that got me to buy in finally to the best ball overlay. And I'm glad that I did. And I finally I like it. I've been saying that. I like how you can see all three playoff schedules. I like it makes finding your stacks even easier when you're streaming and all that. I didn't like the combo tool like during my streams. So I never really messed with it until today. I had some free time and like I was kind of weary of it at first, but I was more so weary of it from okay, like if I end up with a lot of, let's say, a first and a third round player together on the same team, I'm okay with that because it's probably like a first and third round player that I really like. But like I had some free time today and I was looking through a little bit ago this evening. And like one thing in particular jumped out that I would have never, ever, ever noticed. And now we're still, what, month and a half away from this thing being over. So I have plenty of time to correct it. And I see where it can be the most useful to me isn't necessarily even like your first round pick with your second round guy or whatever, but like JJ. So I noticed that with Justin Jefferson, I had like 70 something percent Judkins and Blue on JJ teams.
Wow.
And like probably just where they fall in the draft. Judkins
Yeah.
is a guy that I'm in on. Blue is a guy that I'm in on. And I've notoriously been doing a lot of a fair amount of like the super flexes and stuff like that. So I started on Underdog late. I don't have hundreds and hundreds of drafts. Like those percentages are, I think in a regular style tournament, I have like about 82 or 83 in the books, something like that. So we're not talking over hundreds of drafts, but
Right.
when I saw that today, I was like, all right, yeah, I see where this can be really useful because I don't necessarily care if like I have JJ with whoever's in the third round a decent amount, but like there's absolutely no reason to have two random running backs like Judkins and Blue, your whole JJ teams or 70% of your JJ teams dependent on what guys like that do. So
Yeah.
just wanted to bring it up. I'm glad y'all convinced me to go ahead and get
I
it.
I honestly don't like the way the best ball like I love everything about best ball overlay except for the combination tool because I grew up with Spike Week. And on Spike Week, that number was just on the screen at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Like every number. So like in the middle of the draft, like underneath your player queue, it would show
Mm-hmm.
every player that's about like that's it like by ADP and it would show you like every number like up to 18 numbers and it was every round that you had like that pick with that player and how many times you've taken them.
Okay.
So like I've like so having to bring up an entirely new screen to do it and then mess with it and type it all in instead of just having it there like that to
Mm-hmm.
me like it's hard to do during a draft especially with 20 seconds like
Yeah,
because
no, and
underdog
that's
made the
why
change today with 20-second clocks only.
Mhm.
Did you see
I
that?
I never yeah, I saw that. I got in a one draft earlier during my girls' soccer, but, um, that's why, like me, I always leave that tool off, like, when I'm actually doing live drafting, I have always have it off, and,
Yeah, it gets in the way.
I I had a little free time about an hour and a half ago or so, and I was like, you know what? I've never really looked at that tool, so I just pulled it up on like a past draft or whatever, and
Yeah.
was just scrolling through some of my picks on that draft, and it happened to be a JJ team, and that kind of jumped out at me like, whoa, what am I doing with 70% of my JJ teams dependent on Judkins and Blue both
Yeah,
being good picks?
there's things like that, and like I will bring up stuff like that. Like today, I took Jonathan Taylor on a Jameer Gibbs team and a neighbors team, both because I hadn't done that, and I have like 11% Jonathan Taylor. So you would think that I would have had that combination somewhere, but I don't.
Jonathan Taylor with Neighbors.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see how that would be a
that one
harder one to
that
get.
one would be hard. But I was like, I wonder who I don't have here, and
Mhm.
Taylor was one of them. But I was surprised with Jameer Gibbs because they kind of line up reasonably well.
Yeah, yeah,
And
you would
I
think.
like both of those players a lot. So like I think it's because I took a running back in round one, and that's like Gibbs I take at 5, and there's usually one of those three receivers still left.
Mhm.
And I usually just want the receiver over the running back, so I never did it.
Real quick chat, as soon as it hops to 10:10, I've been going with the little minute thing. I kinda like that, so as soon as the clock changes to 10:10, we're going to hop in an eliminator. That's what we're drafting first. Probably get in a puppy after that because I didn't get in many of the first puppies because it switched right. It closed right after I kinda came over to Underdog, and, my thing is always time. Like I'll be okay with however many drafts I can get in this summer. I'm gonna draft almost every day. I'll pretty much always have anywhere from 8, 9, 10 slows going to 15. I don't like to get more than 15. That's just me. I start feeling frustrated by it. Real quick while I'm waiting on well, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just laughing. I was just laughing
Oh.
about getting frustrated with him.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, right now, a lot of mine are near the end, so I'm purposely trying to clear them out and not jump in anymore. That way, I just don't even have to worry about being on the clock at all this weekend when I'm gone.
Oh, you going on another vacation?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you hadn't, maybe you didn't hear. Um, I was super pumped on my stream the other night. I
Oh,
told everybody,
that's right, Vegas.
yeah, my wife
Yeah.
came home from work and she was like, "You don't have any guests coming on Friday, do you?" I was like, "No, I don't not this Friday." Why? She was like, "Can you not stream?" And I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "'Cause I kind of booked us a trip to Vegas," which we used to go when we lived in Fort Worth. Like my sister-in-law would watch the kids and we would go about 3 times a year. We both love playing poker. I've always been super into poker. Used to play a bunch of home games and stuff way back in the day. And but we haven't been in probably about a good 7 years or so. And it's the end of the World Series of Poker, so I've already, you know, scooped out which events I want to hit up and stuff like that while we're there. So it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Hey, sweet. Thank you, Mark, for using my code. And I'm glad that I got the feedback that it works. As soon as you do a draft over there, I think that that's when I should get my small bonus. But
Nice, nice.
I got the same bonus that like most of the bigger streamers do over there. So uh
Mark says he's scared to find
I
out some of his pairings.
yeah, I intentionally like don't draft players in certain spots to try to make sure that I'm a little more different. But like
Hmm.
I also like if I'm 50% this combo, this player with this player, like if it's a lower owned, I don't care. But if it's like somebody I have 18% of on both of them, and they're like 70% owned, like I don't like that. But if I have 18% of both of them and they're like 25% owned together, like I think that's fine. Like because you're correlating your bets, like you're kind of hedging the season on those players a little more. So having those a little over, like because
Mhm.
if both of them hit, you're gonna have a good season, right? And like
Yeah, yeah,
having
yeah.
more of those combinations together kind of makes sense. And one of the things that I kind of like, because you were talking about wanting to talk about roster construction afterwards, but like I think that if you want to have like 7 or 8 stands, and then each draft you just take 3 or 4 of those players, and then you just build randomness on all the other times, like on your other picks, like that will give you something to root for, like a small thing to root for, right? Like if these 8 players do great, I should have something do well, right?
Mhm.
And then you just build all kinds of things around it, uh, and then hopefully you hit. Like if you were right, you have a better chance to hit, right? And if you're wrong, you still have outs too,
Mhm.
because you don't have all of it together. Like, and don't get me wrong, I have a team where it's just all my dudes.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like all my highest exposures. I just go into it and I'm like, we're drafting off my ranks and we're only taking my ranks. I do that. Like I ain't gonna lie. And
I have to I kind of police myself a little bit. I mean, not near as much as some, I would
oh
like me and Chris and Hartman on our show last night. We were like kind of the whole theme was our highest percent guys or whatever.
yeah,
And like I know Chris, he's more of probably like cautious of it, it seems like, and like some of his highest guys were like barely, I think, over like 20%, whereas I had like a couple over 30%. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of that same thinking. Like, okay, if I'm right
yeah.
about these guys and they're pretty healthy, well, I got them with a lot
I
of people, and I'm okay if they're wrong and I lose, whatever. Like, that's how I like playing. One thing I like that Cody always says off the schneid, like, like we're all gonna think different. Like, don't try to like, tell me how I should think. I won't try to tell you how you should think. Like,
yeah. I don't know if you have it up, but I put my chart in the private chat.
okay, yeah, yeah. Where did
Like
private
I can
chat
just
go?
keep
The
it up. I
other
can just keep it up.
I have it on my other laptop. I broke
Okay.
my other laptop out tonight. Whenever I do eliminators, I like to have it up on my other laptop, um, just so I can kind of look at it
Yeah.
easier. I stream actually off of a laptop, my other laptop, my better laptop, and so like it would be too hard for me to do it like you, where I kind of have. Yeah, I know you said you have like a big screen, so you can kind of have
Well,
multiple things all on the same screen.
that's not why I had it. I had it because I'm a gamer, and games are supposed to look better on the widescreen. Uh, and I haven't gamed much lately, and the games do look better on it. But anything to do with reading is
hmm
awful on a widescreen because it stretches out the corners like it's like a panoramic thing. So
hmm
like the chat being in the corner, like it's harder to read because it stretches out some of it. And it also makes like sizing the windows kind of rough. I I don't know that I like the new layout.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so small looking, especially
Yeah.
like on the stream. On your actual end, like for me, it's not that bad. We are in the 9 hole. I do see Mark hopped in here with us. He is sitting over there in the 12 spot. Who is it here for you? Puka, neighbors? I'm assuming one of
I'm
those two.
Puka or Genti probably.
Genty? You know what? I'm gonna use this as a chance to get some Genty. I'm just not
I
super in on Genty.
I think getting a running back in this like and they don't have a very great week one. It's at New England,
Mm-hmm.
but then you get
But
the
it's
Chargers, Washington, Chicago, Indy, Tennessee. So
mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
Tennessee is actually a pass funnel, or they have been the last 2 years.
The
I don't.
Chargers, I think their defense is going to be pretty good, though. They were actually one of the top last year.
The thing about Genty though, it's like even if it's behind, he's going to be out there catching passes.
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
So like it does, the game script doesn't matter to me for him. Like he's going to be out there. So and yeah, he's a rookie, but like he's one of the most talented rookies we've ever seen. Right? Drake
So then
London.
Drake
Uh,
London, we could go JT and just hit double power running backs.
I'm fine with that. Or
Which one you
London.
want? You make the call.
Yeah, let's go JT.
He has a lot later bye week. That's always nice in the
Yeah,
eliminator.
yeah.
And I think my percentages is off. This is it's still showing those and not
So I've had it completely bug out whenever I tried to upload the Eliminator in and the other one was in and it goes to like repeating numbers. That was like the first couple weeks it opened though. So I don't know if
uh
it's fixed.
the
Um,
way I've found it's easy because I don't know, it's like sometimes it messes up and I don't like to always have to go redo my CSV. I just always do the like extract team thing like on a
yeah,
separate tab and then like it always will kind of like when it's right now I'm extracting eliminator teams on a different tab and whenever it's done I'll just refresh and then normally it'll fix it for me and pop it over. But my
yeah,
thing with Genty is just it's more so the I like a lot of those other first round players better is why I end up really low on Genty. And I just don't know if the Raiders have enough. What do I do with my off? I mean, the Raiders offensive line, it's kind of I think middle of the pack from what
it
I
is.
remember.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
middle of the
kind of
line.
19th is what I have them. And I just feel like teams are going to kind of play them like let's focus on shutting down Genty because Bowers can somewhat get his and is probably as a tight end going to get his anyways. And it'll be really hard for the Raiders to beat us if we keep Genty in check and Bowers gets his. We still like our chances at beating the Raiders. I kind of see
I
that
think
maybe being a
I think that may be how the beginning of the season starts, but I think Gino is a much better quarterback than what they had last year, right?
no,
So,
yeah, for
so
sure,
like
for sure.
I think by the first couple weeks, like they're gonna have to be like, okay, well, Jacoby Myers is killing us, and if Jack Bash is good, then there's that. And yep, I think
What do you want to do with this pick? We're back on the clock. You know
uh,
who I would
yeah,
probably want, but I'm okay.
I'm Lamar or Jaden, either one, both fine.
Well, it's a pretty easy choice for me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just super, super in on Lamar this year.
Lamar doesn't tend to have great games against the Browns, from my memory. I don't know if it's because he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to or what, but like he does play them week 2.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm not really that worried about it, to be honest with you. Like I'm not that worried about it. It's still Lamar.
but
Um,
I just feel like I don't know. My thing with Lamar is this year in particular is I just feel like okay, he's missed. Some people say he got screwed, but he's missed the MVP. What 2 years in a row or whatever? It's the second year under Monken. They have weapons. Say what you want about D Hop. They have weapons. They have Bateman, Flowers, two good tight ends. Henry's there in the run game, and just more so the teams overall like failures in the playoffs. Like I just think they are going to be on a mission like none other to try to get the 1 seed, make sure it's in Baltimore all the way throughout the playoffs. I don't know. He's just a bet I'm willing to make. I've started taking him everywhere in the third round just to
yeah,
up my percentages. What are you thinking here? I know you're not super in on Cook, and well, we have two running backs anyways. We need to get in
I'm
the
thinking
receiver room.
Evans.
Yeah,
Or yeah, I think it's just Evans pretty clearly here.
yeah.
I was
That's who I would pick.
I was really hoping for Devonta, but he don't usually make it back. But Devontae,
I don't
and
like the Houston game and the Jets game will be a little. Yeah, they actually have a kind of tough one looking at it. They have
the
Houston,
Bucks,
Jets, and Philly.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
The Atlanta game is nice though, and he'll get us off to a good start with that one, hopefully.
Yeah. What's your take? Like, do you don't have any DJ Moore shares, or is this for Eliminator?
This is probably still for the regular one. I haven't updated. Let me
So, so you don't have any shares of DJ Moore or Cortland Sutton?
No, I do not probably. If it says 0, then yeah, even in the eliminator, I don't have any. It for me, it's just more so like, I don't know, I'm okay. I'm not saying it's right. It probably is more wrong, but I'm okay playing the way that I like to play. And I just okay, in Sutton's case, Denver has one of the best offensive lines. Denver has one of the best defenses. Sean Payton, I just see a scenario where if the Broncos are winning games or up in games, he's going to be more than willing to just,
Yeah.
with all three of his running backs, kind of run the clock out or just, lean on the running game. And there's just, I like a lot of those running backs right there a lot better, in particular, is what it is. It's not so much I hate those players. I like Mixon better. I like Walker better. I like Kittle better. A little before them, I like Hampton better. I like Pickens better.
Yeah, I get that. I just think that like so mix or Sutton to me is one of those that like it's a comfortable click if you've taken two running backs and a tight end or
Mm.
three running backs at that point. Like because he does have a guaranteed role and a floor, right?
Yeah, yeah, and
Like
I'm surprised. Like Sutton, I don't have any of. It's just the
yeah,
way I guess the drafts are working out, and
right. And he
eventually
gener
I'll probably click him here or there. You want to
I know
go Flowers since we have Lamar, or you want to go
we could go
Ridley?
we could do either one. We went Zay on the stream with us earlier, so I'm fine with that again. Because we did that on my stream 2 days ago.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure it was an eliminator, and we got Lamar Zay there.
yeah. Well, this one hopefully will
Yeah,
be should be a little bit different though.
that one.
I'm still into stacking in the eliminator, because we're going to once you get past week one, like you I just feel like I want to really in the eliminator go after like the teams that I think are going to be really killing it all year and try to get some correlation within them, because I just feel like that's a really good way to kind of ensure not only that floor that we're looking for, but also, that top that we're looking for with the lineups.
Yeah,
We may
I'm.
be thinking the same guy here.
It's one of two guys for me.
Who's your two?
Jennings, Rome, and Judy are all fine. Jennings is the one that I clearly want.
Yeah, yeah, me too. That's the guy I was thinking of whenever
Yeah,
I said it, especially in Eliminator. Ayuk, we don't
week
know how long he's going to be out.
week 14 by.
Hmm.
So
It's looking nice too. Our running backs have different buys. So as far as the bye week crossovers, what I've been doing is like really just trying to make sure my first 3 to 4 wide receivers and my first three, sometimes four running backs within each room don't have, crossing over buys. Like I'm
I,
okay if like my third receiver and my second running back have the same buy. Okay, like, whatever.
I I'm okay as long as I have like my two studs available. Like if my next three running backs are the same buy that doesn't line up with those two, I don't really care. Like as long as I had like let's say that we ended up on James Conner, Zach Charbonnet, and somebody else. I guess that doesn't work because that's week 8, which is Genty's. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
if it's Rashad White, Will Shipley, and whoever, Braylon Allen, all week 9, right? Like I'm not that worried about it with those
Mhm.
two. I probably want a 6 there, but like I don't. I'm not that worried about it. Number one, we're already to week 9, which is close to like it's like $500 or something then, right?
Yeah, 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 if
And
you
and
make
number
it there.
two, like you still have your studs. So like worst case scenario, like yeah, you miss, like you still have your two guys, right?
Mhm.
And it actually kind of it may I don't know, maybe it's better to do something like that to be weaker in a single week and to play the lottery like that and to force yourself to have a like an entire roster the rest of the time as well. Like I don't know, like, but it could be something that's actually smart to do.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
maybe, right?
Hmm.
Like I um
Yeah, it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. We're on the clock. We're about to be on the clock here. I don't really go for Addison and Godwin in the eliminators myself. Um,
we
you
could just
see
go
anybody you
golden.
like? Okay, I was about to say we could reach down and grab Golden. I do like him.
Yeah, I'm fine with golden. I would personally take Godwin here, but golden's fine.
You're pretty confident then he's gonna be ready to rock and roll, like right to start. And it just kind
Um,
of worries me in the
I,
eliminator having Evans and Godwin.
yeah.
Especially because they do kind of. I mean, Atlanta game's nice, but then that 3 week stretch after it against Houston, New York, and Philly, those are some tough defenses, man. We got some corners over there with the Texans.
Yeah, the Texans are not no joke on defense. Like I love Lad, and I think Lad will still be fine this year, but like even in week 17. But it's not like an easy matchup by any stretch of the imagination. I was
That's
trying,
probably. I mean, teams with a really good tight end or a really good slot, those are probably going to be the best chances to get at us, just
yeah.
because I believe they will try to just zone it off or whatever and leave
I mean, Godwin's
Stingley
still
and.
here. What's his ADP? 75. We're at
We can take
90.
him now. You want to grab him?
Yeah, let's grab him.
I'm okay with it now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a time when it makes sense.
Right. Like I I would have had a hard time passing on that. And I'm not saying like I feel like he's definitely going to be healthy week one. Maybe I'm wrong. Like my bags
Mhm.
say like I have 16% in other formats. I think I'm pretty overweight on him in Eliminator too. I'm going to look it up
I'm
right now.
totally okay with him in the regular format. I guess just like, especially because they did draft
Eliminator should be
Ibuka,
different.
and especially the way they drafted Ibuka, it's like if they're concerned, even if he's not on the pup, right? It could be a thing where like, okay, let's only play him, 50% of snaps the first few weeks and kind of like really like, kind of let him work into this year type thing or whatever. Because we do have a Buka there. They got the guy they drafted last year or whatever also. But in this case, like he's what, our fifth receiver. So I feel a
Yeah.
little bit better about that than if we would have
Yeah.
taken him over Golden.
And it gives us access to the Bucks offense. And like it almost locks us into like the Bucks wide receiver one most weeks, right?
Hmm.
Um, I have 12% of them in Eliminator, so I have been taking a little less, but maybe he's not healthy week one. Maybe I'm getting got, but it's not the CMC bet at 101 like it was last year. So,
Yes, that
but
is true.
with like and with this with last year, like advancing one of those guys to the further rounds, like gave you a massive advantage. Like if you got a low owned guy with high capital.
Real
Uh,
quick, we're about to be on the clock here again. Um, I don't know. You see any receivers you love here or
like
running backs? We could go with.
I like Scatabo. I like Shaheed. I like both of them.
Let's go
Shaheed
with
plays
Scat.
okay.
We have our five receivers, and we still only have those two running backs. They're really
Yeah,
good running backs. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
I
and it's
kind
a
of like
different.
that because even if he starts off a little slow, all right,
Yep.
we got our
Yeah,
two main
we have
guys.
till week 8 for him to get up to speed. So
And
the Saints play Arizona, then San Francisco, then Seattle. So like they don't have a great like their first two games are fine.
hmm
If he makes it back to us, I think we take him. But um, so click tight end. Evan Ingram did go, and what's the quarterbacks look like? All the
Purdy's
court.
out there.
Yeah, I mean, we just take Purdy,
Caleb
right?
makes sense to me if he doesn't go here.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think we take Purdy if he's available. If not, like Keon Coleman, maybe or like maybe not Coleman because part of the allure to Keon Coleman is that he is that week 7
We
bye.
got him.
Yep. But yeah, like
Makes
part of
sense
the
to
allure
me.
to Keon Coleman is he has that week 7 bye to me, which only those two teams have, right? But we have the
Mhm.
other team. So like it doesn't help us with the Zay Flowers bye week because the two elite quarterbacks have the same bye.
Yeah, and that's nice too because so Purdy they play Seattle week 1, which isn't scaring anybody on defense. So there could very much be a world where you were talking about the Cleveland game for Lamar. Like maybe we get a somewhat low owned Lamar out of the first round because he doesn't really do a whole lot, and Purdy helped us get out or whatever.
Yeah, well, you mean San Francisco plays New Orleans week 2 because it's week 2 that
Ah,
Lamar.
week 2. I
Yeah,
thought you were saying it was week 1. I don't have
yeah,
weeks 1
yeah.
through 7 memorized.
Baltimore plays
That's what I
Cleveland.
use your chart
Yeah,
for.
they play Cleveland and
Oh yeah,
Detroit
yeah,
week
that's
2
right.
and 3, and
They
then
start off the year.
San Francisco plays New Orleans and Arizona those 2 weeks.
Hmm.
So, and their harder game is against Seattle week 1. So, like, according to Mike Lay's projections. So, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I think that that's a really good pairing. We can absolutely stop it too. And on top of that, Brock Purdy has a week 14 bye, which is a slight bump on everybody in this format.
Yeah, no, for sure. I like it. Like and so are you still like I think you're kind of like me that most of the time you just go with 2 quarterbacks if you have like a Lamar or Allen, or are you one of the 3 quarterbacks with them, or it just depends on the team or what?
In Eliminator, I think I'm 2 quarterbacks with the elite most of the time.
Okay.
Now it's to be honest, it's if anybody even unstacked, like in Eliminator, it's way better to take unstacked players, like quarterbacks, right?
Mhm. If somebody falls or
If there's
something.
like a fall of like 20 picks on a quarterback, like I don't mind tacking them on like almost no matter what. Um,
That makes sense. Yeah, I need to be more open to it. It's just like I feel like we're investing so much with a Lamar or Allen. I guess Daniels is the one of the 3. Daniels and Hurts, I'm more likely to take 3 with, honestly, than I am Lamar.
well, yeah, but you're like fully in on Lamar this year. And for the playoff stuff, it's more about having like trying to get your low on guy
Real
through.
quick, just because of the 20 seconds, we're on the clock. There's White
I like
there.
him. I like White a lot in this.
You want to just go White?
Yeah, yeah. I think we just pull it. That's $3 as well, but that's fine. So
But he's a running back, so I don't worry about it. And our fourth, like week 9,
yeah,
we're gonna have Genty Taylor still playing for us. Genty coming
right.
fresh off a bye week.
And Scadaboo is going to be running back 4 in the
Yeah,
league at
yeah,
that point.
yeah. 4? You
Yeah,
sure?
overall, yeah, yeah. He'll
Y'all
be
really that high on the
no,
boy,
no.
huh?
I don't honestly believe that,
Damn,
but
I say, am I
like
talking to Steve or who Haynes?
I do like he is my number 2 exposed player, and he was my number
Okay, I
1
just
exposed player. Um, like it's been like he's basically been at 2 the whole time. It was Rasheed Rice and then Scadaboo, and then Scadaboo jumped ahead of him whenever Rasheed Rice's went way up the board, and
mm-hmm.
then quickly it became Jarquez Hunter instead of
Okay.
Scadaboo. So like that's where like those are the only players I'm over 20% on, and Thielen. Um,
We're about to be on the clock real quick, not to
there,
interrupt you.
there's a
I know
certain
these
player
20
I think
second
yeah,
clocks come fast.
there's a certain player I think we kind of need. Uh, I like Goddard.
Who you like got it?
We don't have any tight end.
It's about time to start getting
It's
one. I
about time.
agree.
Like I think we need 3 of them on this team, and I think Goddard
Yes, for sure.
is a really good place to start. If we already had one, I wouldn't mind tacking on close to Loveland. But since we don't have
Yeah.
one, I think that Dallas Goddard is the correct answer.
I haven't drafted any of him in the Eliminator yet, just because which one thing I have, I think, about 38 Eliminators in so far, and I want to be close to like at least in the 75 to 100 range, but I'm kind of waiting until camp gets going because I just feel like
Yeah.
this particular contest, drafting it, say like late August through
I,
August, I mean late July through August when we know a little more, kind of made like Loveland's a perfect example, right? We don't know how bad that injury is. Is he going to be practicing during camp? Is he not going to be practicing during camp and be a potential pup guy? Like,
I agree that most likely, and like, so on average, all of the teams that are drafted in August score more points than the teams that are drafted in June,
hmm
like the average team, because we're definitely taking more zeros. Like
yeah,
you're going to be taking more zeros, but you're also, everyone has the same news. And if you hit the news right, the super teams, and like, if you're just doing a head to head coin flip, who you play every time, like it kind of makes a lot of sense to do them late. But how many of those teams, like whenever you go up against a team that has if Keenan Allen signs, if they took Keenan Allen and Dobbins, and that's 2 12th round picks that they just
hmm
added to their team, like they're gonna project for way more points than you, right? Generally.
hmm
So there is something to be said to be drafting early as well. Uh, I have this fruit fly that has been flying
been
around me.
bothering you. It's
It
kind of getting
yeah.
close to us. I'm just gonna click some guys that I like. I don't think this
There's
person in front of us is in the stream,
the
and then
guy that I like. I think is the guy you like here, and it's not Jaden Blue.
I just clicked him. Who you
It was.
thinking?
I was thinking likely.
Likely, yeah, I was thinking him too. I just didn't want to
Yeah.
quite click
Um.
him. Do you want to go receiver here then? Do you like any of those guys over Blue or
I think Quentin Johnston's really good for this contest, or Wandale Robinson.
I'm just gonna quick click QJ because I barely had enough time to get him
Yep.
in.
Um. So we have, like, let's say that Godwin is hurt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
having another guy who is definitely going to have a role week one. I'm not really that scared about Big Mike Williams. I'm also not that scared that Trey Harris is going to be a monster week one. Right. So I think
Mm-hmm.
QJ for this contest goes way later than he should.
I agree. I agree. I don't know how much of him I have, but I definitely should probably be drafting some. That's looks like it was my first share of him.
I'm saying that, and I probably don't have very much. I have
But
14.
again, I'm also kind of waiting on most of
Yeah.
my eliminators here once camp gets going. You like any other running backs here? We can maybe use another running back. We're up to 6 receivers. I'll click both of them. I didn't like any of the tight ends that's available right
Do
here.
you not like Strange at all?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'd be okay with him.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a guy. We're just looking for guys, right? And our other one has a bye week
And I
9.
guess we're
That's
not
bye week 8.
that I
So
guess we're not
that
that
helps.
pressed for running back. We did start
No,
running back, running
we're
back.
we're good at running back. Like we're very good at running back. We have 4 guys that have roles, as we assume, and
hmm
all of them have alternating buys. And we have 6 receivers that are pretty solid, right? Like,
Yeah, and Roshan went right before us, and I was gonna recommend him just because he's the one guy back here as far as eliminators or any tournament for that matter that like the guy right before Roshan took Nick Chubb, whereas like there is definitely a world where like Roshan has a very, very usable role all year in that Ben Johnson offense. So he's a guy
yeah.
I've been willing to click around 160 or so, but then he went right before us. So.
So I love having running back 4 by, like, with Eckler, Ramondre, uh, or Eckler, Ramondre, Rashad White. one of those guys, like it feels really good as a running back four in this contest. And then if you
Mhm.
want, if you have a free pick, which I consider we're going to have a free pick right now because we can stop at two quarterbacks. Like you could take the third quarterback, or you could tack on two rookies at the end, rookie running backs, and
That's what I do.
you still want like if this team advances to like week 6, you still want to have the rookie that breaks out, right? You
Of
still want
course.
that guy.
Yeah, of course.
So like I think if you've built your running back strong enough, and the only way to do that in Eliminator really is to go running back. Um, so like, and if you're not doing it that, like I think you're doing the same thing with the wide receivers. What's
Mhm.
quarterback look like? Are there any random fallers? No.
No, I
Okay.
mean, it's
Yeah. No. No.
guys that I don't think helps this team any at
No.
all. I'd rather
All
just
right. Go
keep it
to.
Lamar and Purdy at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. I was just curious,
Running
making sure.
backs, there's Shipley's up there. He's probably the one if we went running back here that I'd go. Receivers, tight
I think
ends,
just take
Gesicki.
Gasicki, Otten, or Conquo. Any of them's fine. Just take.
You know what? Let's go for Gesicki because we have, two guys
Yep.
already in Goddard and Strange. And when
Yeah.
Gesicki hits, he's going to hit with probably a pretty nice week.
Yeah, and it's all three different bye weeks. And like
And
Kate Otten was probably the worst of the group because he had the bye week that was with one of the other
we just
ones.
have so much Tampa already, too,
Yeah, yeah,
in the
we
pass
really
game,
do.
especially.
Like I don't honestly like the deep stack. Like I still think Rashad White was the right pick, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't love having three of the same player. Like I don't mind having two wide receivers, but having the two wide receivers plus tight end in like the Eliminator, I think isn't that great. Are you in or out on Justice Hill?
I tell you
I
who I'd
don't.
rather take with Lamar.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
your account.
yeah.
We can. I don't like it, but
I'm gonna
you
make
want.
him do it,
Yeah,
chat. I'm gonna
yeah,
make him do it. We're gonna stick with the bit. We made Who
yeah.
Hames take Hopkins. Man, I think he's gonna be a good click in the what are we in the 16th round for the
I,
simple fact that like he doesn't rely on speed yet. And there is a world where he's just done and he can't get
that
open enough to even use his great hands to catch. But there's also a world where if that knee was really bothering him as much as he says it was, playing with Lamar, playing with the Ravens, you have Flowers, you have Andrews. It's not at all like the defense is going to be focusing on him. He's going to be going up against, scrub corners and safeties most of the time. And I think he could have some really, really nice, you know, not even
that
yardage wise, but maybe he catches 5 for 45, but 2 touchdowns because he's always been a great red zone target too.
yeah. The thing about him this year is, I think if he's hitting, I don't think you want Zay Flowers on that team.
I do because I
Like
think that
for
like
Eliminator, I think it's fine. But like
the
for like a
game that he's
BBM,
hitting is probably the game that Flowers didn't necessarily
yeah,
do that great at. So then it's kind of and we'll talk about it. I'm gonna actually after
yeah,
this draft, I wanted to talk about the roster stuff after this draft because it kind of pertains more to like regular style teams
yeah.
than best ball. I mean, than Eliminator.
Go down. Like, what are we
Which position
six?
you
Are
in?
we still just four running back? Yeah, we definitely need one.
Yeah, and we're in the
Um,
17th, so we have 2 more picks.
yeah, go ahead and click that.
I don't have any Hunter yet, and I know he's your boy.
I mean,
I'd be okay
I'm
with
fine
that.
with that. I was looking to see if there's any like ugly plays to take, but there's not.
Mm-mm.
Like
Marshawn Lloyd. Do you take any Marshawn Lloyd?
I here and there I do.
We'll get your boy
I've got
here.
like 7% Marshawn Lloyd.
So then, do we want to just stick with these 5 running backs and grab another receiver with that last one, or
We
you want to
can,
just
yeah.
tack on a running back?
I think we're fine with those running backs. I think we're more than fine with those running backs. We have the 3 tight ends already.
Well, you
Um,
call out your favorite 18th round receiver who's still there.
for this contest, you ready to groan?
I
There's
made you grown with Hopkins. Go ahead, fire away.
there's 2 of them. I'll give you the fun one first. That's Ray McLeod. That's the fun one.
Okay.
And the not fun one is Deontay Johnson. I just think
Deontay
that he's
Johnson.
gonna be on the field week 1 too. You know,
You know
they
what?
play
I
and they
don't
play
hate it.
they they play Cincinnati week 1.
I just glanced over at your chart, and
Yeah,
not just Cincinnati. They have all of their games they're gonna have to be throwing in. They're not
yeah,
just gonna be able to.
yeah.
They play Cincy, Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota. Like all of those games are
Like
potential
I don't want.
losses in games that they're playing from behind in.
I'm not
It's
saying
not
I'm
as
going to be.
gross as you think it is, I
I'm
think.
I'm not going to say that you want like 5% or to 10% of this guy. I'm saying like it's a defensible pick. It's your last round. like like
Especially in this eliminator, looking at those
yeah,
first
yeah,
6
exactly.
games, I mean, man,
Because
they are definitely gonna have to be chunking the ball around.
yeah, I mean that week 1 versus Cincy, like he could be wide receiver
Mhm.
3 on the week.
And
See,
then
like
Baltimore,
I
that one's no better.
like I'm not saying like I think he'll be wide receiver 3, but like if it comes out and like he's had 2 touchdowns, like he has the capability to have 10 receptions for 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, right? Like
Mhm.
he is that good of a player if he doesn't upset everyone in the office, you know, or everyone in the locker room.
Ex
Like, and if Joe
exactly. The
Flacco is
Baltimore
starting to,
game can
yeah,
can
and
be
then
a little revenge game too.
yep,
And then he plays Pittsburgh week 7. How many are on there? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have the first 6.
yeah,
He plays Pittsburgh week 6.
and
That's a revenge game too.
Minnesota they'll be behind, Detroit they'll be behind, and Baltimore they're
All
going to
of
be
them.
behind. Like, yeah,
What's up, Hartman?
yeah. So
Good to see you stopping in.
like I do think Dylan Gabriel will be starting at some point this season because of how rough that early schedule is.
Mhm. All right, let's run through this team real quick. I'll call Mark's team out since he was in here with us. Then we'll talk a little bit, and then we'll jump in a puppy or something.
Sounds
We
good.
finished with the sorry about that.
Yeah.
2-5-8-3. Lamar and Purdy, like that room. Genty Taylor, Scattaboo, Rashard White, Jarquez Hunter. I think we're good at running back. I mean, like you
Yeah,
said,
I
we
think we're
got the
good.
2 studs. We got the other 2 guys with
And
roles.
if
Hunter's kind of
Scattaboo
our
if Scattaboo takes a while to get going, we have Rashad White till week 8. You know,
mhm.
like
Receiver room: Evans, Flowers, Jennings, Golden, Godwin, QJ, D Hop, and Deontay Johnson going gross and old with our last 2,
yeah.
but they could work. They could definitely work. Tight end room: Goddard, Strange, Gesicki.
I do have a
I
feeling
like the
though.
team.
I do have this feeling though that like people who are willing to click Deontay Johnson are probably also willing to click DeAndre Hopkins. Like I'm not one of
Probably.
those,
It's
but
probably
like
why it didn't sound too gross to me whenever you said it. And well, when you said it, I looked over at their schedule, and as soon as I looked over at their little schedule on your chart, I was like, "That's actually not that bad at all,
oh
considering
I don't
Cincy,
mind.
Baltimore, Green Bay, Detroit, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh is who they play."
So in the 20 round drafts, I really like him. Like, and another gross click I like in the 20 round drafts is I like getting like a late Tyler Show or Shuck
Mm-hmm.
and then coming back around the corner with Brandon Cooks.
Ooh, now that one.
Yeah, like it's like what else are you going to do in the 19th and 20th round? If Chuck is still there in the 19th, I'll just take him
Yeah.
and just tack on a guy who 2 years ago he had like 9 touch or how many touchdowns did he have 2 years ago? Like he was an actual player that mattered in the fantasy playoffs a couple years ago.
I hated him when he played in Houston, just his
I mean,
attitude. I guess that kind of, you know how it is. Sometimes like you just have like
you don't
a
have you don't have to like a guy for him to be good in fantasy. Yeah,
I
so
just
like everybody hated on him, but he was wide receiver 43 in Dallas and wide receiver 37 those 2 years. Yeah, he's probably not the same, but like in full PPR, could he put up a 15-point game and start for you a couple weeks?
for
Probably.
sure, for sure. It
Like
in
it's a
full
20th
PPR.
round. Yeah.
You're talking about like over on drafters or something?
Well, yeah, all the 20 round sites are draft or full PPR.
Yeah.
So
In a 20 round full PPR, it sounds a little
less
bit
gross.
better.
Less gross.
Yeah.
It's still gross.
All
Like
right.
I'm not
I
gonna say it's not. It's still gross.
tell you what I'm gonna do. I'll let you call out Mark's team and tell him what you think. He sends me screenshots of his teams all the time, and he's heard
If,
me
if
talk
he's in,
about them enough.
if he's in the Who Crew Discord, he can just pop them in there. We're always
Yeah.
talking about things in there. So we got Jaden Daniels, Cam Ward, and Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson's underrated in this contest. Uh, Devon Achan at is that 15? 13. Okay.
13.
Chuba Hubbard, RJ Harvey, Jordan Mason, Jaden Blue. I really like that. You got like the Mason click there makes that whole room come together because Harvey probably may not be awesome early. I think that's a really strong room. And then we got Nico, Calvin Ridley, Ricky Pearsall, Shaheed, Hollywood Brown, Jalen McMillan, Jalen Naylor, and then 3 tight ends, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Andrews, Ferg, and Chig. The wide receiver room to me is a little thin. But that's just because I don't. I have a hard time seeing. I mean, Jalen McMillan may, if Godwin isn't healthy in Eliminator, Jalen McMillan should be going about 4 rounds earlier, right? Like if
Mm-hmm.
Chris Godwin misses 2 games at the beginning of the season, I think Jalen McMillan could be going around where Quentin Johnston goes. So like
Yeah, yeah. If he
if
misses
that
two, for
happens,
sure.
our team sucks and his team is better.
Yeah.
Like I just a wide receiver 4, like I don't know. That's what I want in an eliminator specifically because maybe he ends up getting on the field and like all it takes is a touchdown to score. But I mean, you have Nico, Calvin Ridley, Pearsall, Shaheed, and Hollywood, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like nitpicking having like on that. I honestly like for Eliminator, I straight up would prefer like Ray McLeod to Jalen McMillan. Well, that's just
Makes
my
sense. I
take
agree
on it,
with that.
and
Especially if
because we
and
know he
that's
has
I
a
guess
role
part
in
of
the
right now we don't know about Godwin, but I think all reports have been pretty good about Godwin, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, they've all said he's expecting to play week 1. That doesn't mean he will. It means they're
Mm-hmm.
expecting it. So, and Jalen Naylor, I don't like. I clicked him quite a bit last year. I don't know if he's like if you're gonna take Jalen Naylor, Eliminator is the tournament to do it in because if he's gonna have a role, it will be early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I do understand that. Like I just think there's a lot of like with that last round, you either like for me, I would rather have an upside shot guy like
Mm-hmm.
like the Ty Felton or click wide receivers real quick. But
Uh,
like yeah, just the wide receivers over on the available. So yeah, like an upside shot with like a Troy Franklin, a year 2 breakout, Roman Wilson, Io Manor, somebody like that. Like I think I would rather have that even an eliminator because like you're hoping to get to the late part that it actually matters. And Jalen
mm-hmm.
Naylor, like you're strong enough at the top, you don't need somebody to play that week, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like it's a round 18 pick. It's not that big of a deal, to be honest. Like like that's just a minor, like it's fine. And you have the team correlation with Eligio Manor. Like that's just a very small like complaint about it. I mean, we took Deontay Johnson. Like, what do we know? You know, like I'm over here telling you that that's a bad pick. We took Deontay Johnson, so like maybe not take me seriously. Like,
Good point. I tell you what, let's do this. Everybody probably knows who you are by now, but if you've been around longer than me, but go ahead. You have anything coming up this week? If you guys don't, I know you know about his YouTube channel, but I linked everything in the bottom of this video. Hoohames has a nice little Discord channel. Follow him on X. It's all linked down in the bottom. You got any guests? And what you got going on the next few days?
I ran through all my guests this week so far. Tomorrow, I show 4 p.m. Central every day. Uh, I'm gonna try to fire the Spoiled Banana Society draft, which I'm not sure if I'm only gonna do one this year or I'm gonna do multiple, but it's a lot different than any other kind of best ball. So
Yeah, he reached out to me and gave me a free draft. I haven't really like
yeah,
looked
I
into
told
it
them that
much
since he
yet.
gave me the free draft, I would do it on stream. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know how long it'll take to fill, but he's a really cool dude.
Mm-hmm.
And they give away stuff all the time. So like I want to like a guy who's giving away drafts all the time and like he's just out there having a good time with it. And like
Mm-hmm.
I the format's a lot different. So I definitely gonna look through it and I'll probably not do great, but I'll be there.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Um
whole different scenario. You just draft like, the running back one or the
yeah, and
the
then if
wide receiver two, and whoever it ends up being that week,
that's who
you
the
have them.
point.
That's
Yeah,
whatever
so
the second best wide receiver was.
like I like there's a certain team that I really like. They're like I think that they're going to be a really good passing team, but I have no idea who their wide receiver one's going to be, and that's like the Packers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a team like that,
Yeah,
or if
yeah.
you or like the Lions, like to me the Lions should be RB1, absolutely, unquestionably on that format,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you even might just put San Francisco too because like
Well, I haven't looked into it probably as much as you, but I think you're just doing it by team also, right? So like if you take
yeah,
Detroit's running back one, it's just okay, if Gibbs sits out and Demont plays that week and gets all the snaps, then
it
like
doesn't
that
it
week
doesn't
you get Demont's points, right?
yeah, so like even if they both play and
Whoever
Demont
has the
scores,
best game.
yeah, Demont has 18 points and Gibbs has 15, you just get the 18.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It'd be
like
good too for teams like, Denver and the
yeah,
Jags and all those
and
ambiguous backfields.
that's exactly what I'm going to attack is all the ambiguous situations.
Mm-hmm.
um like Kansas City running back is probably very undervalued there
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
like so like that's kind of my goal going into it. But that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. And then after that, probably maybe puppies, maybe some drafters. I think I'm going to start doing drafters once a week for sure. Uh, Probably Tuesdays. And then if I'm able to get on stream on a Saturday night, I'm going to do it on Saturdays as well.
Okay.
Uh,
If anybody wants to hop in it with us, we are
or,
going to hop in a puppy.
were you wanting to talk
Oh
roster
yeah, yeah,
construction?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about it. Sometimes I be
I
forgetting
hope
about
I hope you
stuff.
didn't rug pull anybody doing
Don't
that.
hop in the puppy yet. You guys know I always tell you the time. Give me a minute. So this
Yeah.
is just something that I thought about actually like a little bit last night when I was trying to go to bed and should have been sleeping. We think about best ball all the time, right? And then
Yeah.
I was thinking about it more today. And I want to get away from I'm so everybody has their pockets, right? You have certain pockets of the draft where you really like to target these type of players or this particular position or whatever, and you like the way your teams go. And if you're like me, which you probably are, a lot of us are the same. you kind of tend to switch that up from time to time. I mean, if we didn't, we would probably end up with hundreds of teams that were, super, super similar or whatever. Especially if you're a person like me who tends to lean just more into the like, I really like this player over that player, and I'm willing to click him a lot. But I know everybody has been loving so far this year those late tight ends. That anytime you're in round 17, and then especially the first part of 18, you can kind of count on, if it's the one place I feel like in an 18 round draft, it's the one place that at least me so far I've kind of felt like, all right, if I really need to, if I'm really needing to make sure I'm doing this with quarterback, and this with running back, and this with receiver, whatever. I even have some teams where maybe I took my first tight end in like 15, took the other two in 17 or 18 or whatever, and called it a day. But I was thinking last night, and then I was looking into it more today, and it's like, what are we really winning with a lot of those tight ends when we win? Like, we're really just hoping they even just kind of catch anything, you know? Um, and so, like, I think I want to try for a little while. My new flavor is I want to stay away from the 17 and 18 tight ends. Part of it is to do with I just want as many late those fifth, let's say 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe not quite 15, but the last four rounds of the drafts, I really want to build my teams with as many of those late round running backs who, like,
Yep.
if they do find a role, I want 2 to 3 of those, I think, from now on, or at least till I change my mind again, on every team. And you know how it goes here pretty soon. Once camp starts, there's a lot of guys that's there right now that could potentially, start moving up some, like the guys we love clicking right now in the 17th round, 18th round. They could very easily start becoming 16th round picks or whatever, with the
Yeah.
with camp news. And so that's where I'm just, trying to look and start finding my new ones, that I want to be in on. Like, I'll tell you two particular guys. I should have wrote them down because one of them didn't slip my damn mind. I've been thinking about them all day to talk about. But the other one is Woody Marks from the Texans. Like, I haven't really taken him at all yet. I'm not saying he's like a guy I'm in on and a guy I've been drafting, but I was thinking about it today when I was, thinking through all this. And it's like, if some of those other, Taj Brookses and Smith in Kansas City, as those guys start to move a little bit more up the board and they're not there in the 18th round or whatever anymore, or my percentages just start getting a little too high on one or two of them or whatever, like, the Texans went out and got Woody Marks way higher than, most people expected him to
Yeah.
go. I went back and looked at like a lot of tape on him today, and he actually, like, I'm not gonna say popped, but he looked better as a just pure rusher
Didn't
than what, like, I remembered the first time I looked into him. And
didn't
the
he
guy caught
have
like, go ahead.
200 balls or something? Yeah.
250 passes,
Yeah.
throughout all of his college career. And it's like, no, I think as long as Mixon is healthy, Woody Marks doesn't really have much use. He's the new Wale whenever Mixon's healthy. When they're comfortable with him, he's a better, probably more explosive, you know, third and long, straight passing down type back or whatever. But like, Mixon does tend to get hurt a lot, right? Mixon missed 4 or 5 games last year. And it's like, even if Chubb is better than what he looks like last year, now further along from his injury recovery, he's definitely not going to be out there on any type of passing down situation. I mean, he didn't even do that in his prime. If anything, Woody Marks is going to be on the field a lot. Chubb will still have a role in a scenario where Mixon is hurt,
It,
but at the same time, Woody Marks will also have a nice little role, I think, too.
yeah.
And just, I don't know, as far as the tight end, just like
Yeah. I
all of those. Go ahead.
speaking on Woody Marks for a minute, like I I actually just queued him up for my last round in a slow. So like I didn't want to take him at all, like whenever BBM opened and in the first
Hmm.
puppy. because people brought him up all the way to like round 15. Like he was going up there and he was going in every single draft. And I didn't like that. And then as soon as Chubb got signed, now he's undrafted like every single draft. Like I'm not sold that Nick Chubb was good last year, even when he played. So like now that the time boxes, like I don't want him in BBM because he's not really a low owned guy now. But like all these time boxes, like I just
Hmm.
queued up for 5 Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
I'm going to take him in one of those because he's going to be incredibly low owned in that contest. And
Hmm.
him specifically, like, I don't trust that Nick Chubb is going to be healthy or going to be good. Like, not even healthy. Like, he may be healthy, but he's had two absolute catastrophic knee injuries, right?
Hmm.
So,
No, exactly. And
so
that's what.
like, yeah, Jaden Blue, like, I think he's somebody we should be mixing in at a very low rate. Like, I didn't love his profile. Like, I think I liked his profile more than Jaden Blue's though. Like, and we
Well,
like
I just, I
I'm
think my.
convinced that Jaden Blue's fine in the 15th round now because
Hmm.
somebody's got to win the job in Dallas. It could be Maffa, but like, it's nobody has any clue. I still believe that their running back isn't on the roster.
Blue goes like around 13. I need to slow down on him. It's just like I started drafting him a lot once Dobbins and Chubb went somewhere because it's like if their running back room stays the way it is, he is going to be a lot more expensive in late August because
I
they're Dallas is going to be putting clips out there of him, breaking runs and stuff in practice and camp. He's the absolute only one with any juice. He is an amazing pass catcher. He can run. We always talk about how Scatterboo can run like really, really good routes, not just little dump offs and swing outs. Like Blue can run some nice
yeah.
routes now for a running back.
Well, Scatterboo ran downfield too. But yeah, you started this with the roster construction thing and the tight ends. I
Hmm.
actually came to this exact conclusion like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
See, I didn't know. And because
yeah,
look, I pulled up a recent draft and like, what are we really winning? I had been taking a lot of these, Chig and
well, I
Johnson and this Johnson and
I
it,
think
but it's
it's
like I
there. I
go
think
ahead.
there's times you can take it. Like I think
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you have a Brock Bowers and then you punt tight end till round
Oh,
17,
of course, yes,
like,
yes,
and
yes.
then you just
Definitely,
take
that
two
makes sense.
guys, like that's fine. Like, and a lot of people are like, oh well, you took Bowers. You cannot take three tight ends because you took Bowers. Like, no, if your next guy is Theo Johnson, I think you're allowed to take a third guy. you
And see,
know, like
me myself, if I have Bowers, then I probably am one. I'm not gonna say it's bad, and I'm not gonna be one
I
of the guys that argue with you about it. But just for me personally, I would probably take like a 16th, 17th, 18th round tight
I
end with Bowers and just be done
I
with the
really
two.
like what I like doing with Bowers anymore is taking somebody like Colson Loveland.
That makes a
Like
lot of sense.
take the gigantic upside swing who's underpriced because he's not going to start the season, right?
Hmm.
Or he may not start the season, or Tyler Warren, who we don't know what his role is going to be, or like even somebody like Dallas Goddard. Like why not take another solid guy that has a legit chance to give you 16 points in a week that Bowers only scores 8, and that extra 8 points is what gets you through to week 16 with Bowers.
Hmm.
Like I think investing a little, like, and I know a lot of people will say this is wrong, but I don't think investing reasonable capital. I'm not saying like you need Bowers Kittle or Bowers McBride or Bowers Andrews, but like I think Bowers Andrews is fine. I don't think that's too much capital because
Hmm.
if Andrews hits for his 13 points, like that, and Bowers is Bowers that week, like 13 points is still probably enough for the flex in most weeks.
Oh, for sure, for
So
sure.
like
You know.
I think that like instead of being like, oh, we need to use like, because I heard this today on a different podcast, and like I disagree with the thought. Like You need to use Bowers. If you draft Bowers, you spent that capital. You have to use him to this fullest extent by not taking anybody else and just saying he's tight end one. Well, what if
No,
he's
because
tied?
if the other guy hits, you can
What if
flex
he's
him.
tight end one for 16 weeks and he's hurt week 15, and your other guy is Theo Johnson? like,
Good luck.
like,
Get
and
ready to
then
learn elimination.
yeah, like what? Wouldn't you feel a lot better if you showed up with just Dallas Goddard in that week? Like,
Hmm.
like
Yeah, no,
I don't understand that at
some
all.
of my
Like,
favorites, and maybe I
like
need to even go up because yeah, a lot of times with Bowers, I don't wait till 18, but I'll have like Zach Ertz. I like putting like those type or like a Ferguson, and then just be
yeah.
done with two. But
Well,
going back to what I was talking about with the pockets, like I think I want to play around. Oh,
I
excuse
I
me.
I like taking two tight ends like between Mark Andrews and Zach Ertz. I think that's like the range to really do it. And like even if you go back to back, like you go Mark Andrews, Tyler Warren, I'm done. Like that feels really good. And then if you
Mhm.
want, you can still add on Theo Johnson if you feel a little weak, if you have an extra pick or you want a little correlation.
I think I want to play around with this pocket here from time to time with like let's say Warren starting the pocket kind of like
Yeah,
Warren or Tucker Craft. And I want to see what some of my teams look like building three tight end teams, but building them all from this like let's say
from there.
Warren to like maybe
Okay.
Gesicki
Yeah,
type, who can all when they hit, some of these guys like Gesicki and Goddard, likely when they hit, they're gonna hit big. And if you have three of them,
yeah,
you actually have a really good chance to like have a pretty damn good tight end room a lot of weeks with whoever's hitting. And part of why I'm wanting to try it out too and do it a few times and see how it goes is because that also kind of gets into an area where there's not a whole lot I like, like there's not a lot of receivers in here I like.
yeah.
There's some, but there's a
It,
lot
it
that I
is.
don't
It's
like. There's
very
a lot of
gross.
running backs I don't like. I don't know. It was just a thought I had. And then
No,
that'll kind of free me up, to like
I,
in that 16th, 17th, 18th round to take more of the, Smiths and yeah, Brooks. And, we just talked about Marks. And
yeah. But recently, like I kind of came to the same conclusion ish to where it's like, well,
I know who you are.
I feel pretty good that Jarquez Hunter, Taj Brooks, DJ Giddens, Dylan Sampson are all going to have some kind of role. And I kind of want to take a shot on like Trevor Etienne here and there,
That
or
was
all
the other guy that I was
yeah,
thinking of that I couldn't think about.
yeah. So like uh, the draft we did today with Chad Candles, I convinced him. I don't know. Did you see the by week 10 wide receiver build that I forced?
Yeah, yeah, I saw it at the beginning.
It
I commented some on it. I don't remember what I
yeah.
commented.
Like we went McBride, and whenever the ADPs got there to 120, like I was like,
Mhm,
the best pick by far here is David Njoku. Do you want to just lock it up? And I think that's fine. Like I don't think that's wasting the McBride pick at all. I think
mhm.
that's trying to enforce the McBride pick through the contest. Like
Yeah,
I mean, I think it matters how you want to look at it. And if you've built good structure up to then, like if you're a zero RB guy, like in that draft, and you like if we wouldn't have went 4 and then stopped, if we would have went like 6, we would have had to take a running back there, right? But because we stopped and we
yeah,
had a better structure, it allowed us to take the best player available. And that's why I think if you build balance through your first 10 rounds, like it's the best thing you can do is build balance through 10 rounds. That way, anytime after round 10, you have the availability to take anybody who's a massive fall. Or if there's just a group of players you don't like, you can draft any position. So you can draft the least gross option. So it's been weird. You just click save and then it doesn't change. And then you just
yeah,
X
yeah,
out
yeah.
and it changes. I really don't
Mhm.
like that screen because I usually type in what quarterbacks it was, and it actually blocks them now. It blocks their names.
Oh.
like whenever you
Uh,
bring it up. So
Sometimes I do. It really just depends on the team. Like if nothing totally sticks out to me, then normally I'll just go with like the date because I want to look back and see like
yeah,
when did most of what team, what time frame did I draft this particular team
yeah.
in? And then of course if somebody's on it, I put their name on it or whatever with me.
I think this bandit was laughing about the what if you show up with just I think it was
Not
the
much,
just
no.
Theo Johnson thing that we got him to say something more than the dot. Like that it's always you've always won if this bandit does more than the dot. If
What's
this
up? Good to see you in here, by the way. Real quick before we hop into the next draft, or we'll hop into it, and then I'm gonna tell you guys about it in case some of you don't know yet. Um, 11:19 at 11:19 on the dot, we are gonna hop into a puppy two.
yeah. And I mean I just like I want to get Bowers or McBride to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Like last year, getting McBride to the finals got you the tight end one.
Mm-hmm.
So so
I don't know. I need to be more open to McBride. I
well
drafted your boy
now that
Rice today because he went in the third round, where I think he should be going.
I think in like BBM and stuff, he should still be going to the third. But I think in like puppy, he should be going in the back end of round one or two, not round one.
Sorry, Chad, if you were trying to get in it. The sickos are out tonight, and it snap filled as soon as we clicked on it. Hartman got in there, though. Not sure if he's still listening to the stream or not. He was a little bit ago. We'll see if we recognize
Yeah.
anybody else.
So Mark is saying that if you follow Billy Jones on X, he does like some charts and stuff. He put out a like best advance rate thing, and it basically just says build 1-3-5-1 every draft,
Hmm.
like through 10 rounds, go one
I've
three
heard that
five
from
one,
other people
and
too.
like
Yeah,
I
1-3-5-1.
like it was the most advanced, like it's advanced like the best last year for sure, and I think most other years it's been pretty close.
Agree with the upside. Those
Yeah,
late round RBs get in Hunter's Brooks missile,
yeah,
but I do think that late tight end can win big too.
yeah. Like last year, Janu was one of those late tight ends, right? Like, so it can hit. Are you drafting and driving, Hartman? Yeah,
Well, and part of it is, I'm not saying like I'm gonna do this for sure the whole rest of the year or whatever, but like part of it is I've kind of been doing that a lot, and so like I just don't want to get to the end of it, and I have
it
like anywhere from 10 to 20% of all those late round tight ends, and I'm kind of counting on all of them being good.
well with the tight ends falling now. Like Bowers, you can get back at the 2-3 turn every once in a while. Like Trey McBride's like a staple at pick 30 now. Like I don't know what changed, but I'm gonna get a lot of Trey McBride if he's
What do we
at pick
want to
30.
do here at 8? I'm assuming Puka if he's there, or CMC. You want to do CMC or Neighbors? What do you
I
want to do?
generally do neighbors, but I'm fine with CMC too. I need to start pulling some CMC up a little bit.
Let's do CMC. That 10% is still showing from the Eliminator. I know I'm really low on CMC and
Sounds
regular
good.
ones. I'm
So
extracting the teams again
did,
right
did
now for this regular setup.
did you see the my first puppy that I posted from like before the wall of text that happened in my Discord? My
I did not.
yeah.
I'm not in Discord that often. Um, I always find myself. I tell people with the little bit of time I have for like a social media type thing, I always find myself having to choose between Discord and X, especially during the day, because I'm just kind of busy and I'm always like kind of looking at stock stuff and um, kind of seeing what's going on in that world too, because that's
All
my
right.
other big thing that I do. London, or we want to go
I'm
Lad?
I'm good with either one. London or Lad.
Let's go. Let's go London.
Sounds good.
Let's see if I'm trying to extract the teams again now for this regular one because I don't think it won't switch over until you go and redo it, right?
Yeah,
For the best ball.
unless you have the CSV on file somewhere, then you can just
Uh,
upload it.
yeah, I need to figure out how to do that. It would be simpler.
Well, so
Normally,
if you go to your underdog page and you go to
yeah,
exposures,
hmm
underneath it there's email CSV. You can just go to your
yeah.
email and you just click a button and it instantly downloads. You can
But
do
how
that.
do you, and then I guess you just upload it here.
Yeah, you click that and you go to your downloads tab and
Okay, that would be
yeah.
a lot easier than waiting on the
Yep.
extraction thing or
No.
whatever, I guess.
Yeah, and I think you can do it once a day. So
Okay, that makes sense. I'm gonna have to start doing it that way. I've been doing it
yeah,
the slow way.
yeah, and
Sure.
it like it's there's nothing wrong. So I've seen Rasheed Rice like fall to the middle of the third here and there too. So like I don't like I said for this contest I don't agree with it, but for like BBM I think it's fine. Like to not force him up the board. There's
Mhm,
been 20% of BBM was drafted with him in the middle of the third. You know,
mhm. What you
yeah.
cooking up, Hartman?
I'm gonna guess. No, no. Let's guess. What do you think he's cooking? I'm gonna
Um,
guess he's cooking some dino nuggets. Dino nuggets and waffle fries. That's
we could do a little better than that. Maybe burger.
hey, there's nothing wrong with dino nuggets. Don't get me wrong. Like they taste just as good as regular nuggets.
Oh, I know. I have 4 kids. I've had my fair share of some dino nuggets.
I've
What are you thinking with this pick coming up?
uh it's not great.
Brees is there. Lamar, I'm always good with Lamar in the third round.
Do you ever take you do you have 6% Josh Allen?
You want
Let's
to go, Allen? 5 seconds.
JSN. Just do JSN.
Where
Oh,
is
that's
he?
no,
Oh,
he's at
we
the
got him
top.
automatically.
Yeah. Um,
That's
so
my
I
first JSN share. So
so
thank
the
you for.
reason I'm okay with that is because half the time, and I said this on my stream today, half the time Tep comes back, and that's the Week 17 game, and I
Yeah,
think that that's a very underrated Week 17 game.
as long as you don't try to talk me into Darnold.
But
I
I'm
don't know if
fine.
I
Like
can do it.
I mean, I don't have very much JSN. I think I'm at like 4.5%. So and like
I
worst
don't. I
case,
mean, I don't mind. Like, I've actually taken a little bit of cup when he falls, just because that's.
he's
I really don't want to click Sam Darnold, and that's kind of my like. All right.
yeah.
Well, if
Oh,
well,
he
there he went right there. You want to go with a
so
Jaden team,
I
or you like
I
someone else?
DJ Moore for the CMC bring
DJ.
back. So like
Sure. I haven't
so
taken a lot
we
of him.
basically set ourselves up with the JSN pick to get a bring back with almost whoever fell, right?
Hmm
And like if neither one of them fell, we were almost guaranteed to have Jaden Daniels back. And I think you're fine with the naked Jaden Daniels, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think going with the like the Drake London, like if Devonte Adams was there, we just smashed that, right? But since he
Of
wasn't
course.
there, then you go JSN, and then you probably get either Tet McMillan or DJ Moore most likely back.
Yeah. And I
Like
should, and I wasn't like zero, I don't think. Oh no, I was on him. It was DJ Moore. I had 2% of, or 2.5%. With JSN, I probably should take him some,
I
because it could be a nice little hedge that
um
if Darnold isn't just complete trash, okay, at least I can have a
well,
little bit of exposure to their past game without.
well JSN felt really bad when he was at the front half of the second round or third round. Like even at the
Agree.
because he was in the second round, but like I just I think it's fine. I think he's fine at the back end of the third round. I still don't like it. I'm not going to ever like it, but I think it's okay. Yeah. uh, so I've actually taken Darnold twice today, and I've only got like 4 shares in 200 drafts. So, and two of them were today, or two, and I did it two more times today. But like, it's one of those things. Like Darnold, if we have any Seahawk and he's 10 plus picks past ADP, that's when I'm interested, kind of thing. Or if we absolutely box out a quarterback, like absolutely, right? Like
Yeah,
it's not a situation you kind of have to be okay with Darnold to allow yourself to get in the situation to draft Darnold. Like otherwise you're just going to take other people to make sure you don't get Darnold, which is also fine.
I
Um,
can't get there with him.
are you?
Let's see. Go ahead.
I really like. I know I said it earlier, but I really like Calvin Ridley. I'm also
Oh no,
decent.
I like Calvin Ridley a lot too.
I'm decently big on Travis Hunter as well. So either one's fine.
Let's go Ridley.
Sounds good.
I think he's going to get all the targets that he can handle there. I think my thing should be done over there now. I'm going to have to start doing it the smart way and just simply uploading everything. That does
21%
make so
Darnold.
much.
That's a lot of
Do what?
Darnold. So Antwall says you got
Uh,
21% Darnold. That's a lot of
ooh,
Darnold.
thanks for stopping
I
in. And by the way, that is a lot of Darnold, though.
I mean, to be fair, Darnold's probably a good click. Like if you believe he's going to be playing 14 weeks, like even if he doesn't play during the postseason, but he plays those 14 weeks, like he's probably at his he's a good pick for like just advance rate, like at pick
We're about to
180.
be back on the clock here. Um, we could do another Jennings team.
I'm good with Jennings. I'm good with Connor. I'm good with Travion.
We have CMC, so let's just keep building into the San Francisco thing.
Yep.
Now
Yeah.
we have five just dudes
Yeah.
at receiver: London,
Yeah.
JSC, and DJ Moore, Ridley, and Jennings.
And we're built for either Caleb Williams or Brock Purdy. So if Brock doesn't make it back to his ADP for us, so where did George Kittle went on the right side of us, so we don't have to worry about that. Where did Ricky Pearsall go? Or he hasn't went yet. So
Yeah, he
we're
hasn't went.
like hopefully the Jalen Hurts drafter takes Ricky Pearsall, and then we don't have to worry about the left side of the board taking Brock Purdy at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the right side of the board has Roma Dunze as well, right? Yeah, yeah, because the 12 hole has
Yes.
Roma Dunze. So, um, like he would have to take him because if Brock Purdy's gone, we'll just take Caleb Williams at like 104 or whatever that pick is, like in round 10, right? Like just so we build out that game stack. See,
Hartman, I knew I liked you, my man.
yeah, yeah. Like I hope that's true because I have 20%, or I think I had 17.8% at the end of
In the super flex.
Superflex. Like I was up to 30% of him, and I decided to like just not do that continually, like in case I'm wrong, kind of thing.
Do you ever take him in regular style tournaments?
Milrow
Mm-hmm.
on DraftKings, I will.
I do it on here
I
some. Let me explain. It's a very specific team. I think it's really smart to throw him on teams if you have a team where you have pockety type quarterbacks.
yeah.
Like if you had like say a Justin Herbert and maybe a Bryce Young, two guys where they have that bye week past week 8, they have late bye weeks. So basically if two of your quarterbacks are week 9 or later, sometimes I'll throw him on. Not near
I
as much, of
I
course,
think
as like
I
super
think
flex.
you need to have a Panther on the team as well.
Hmm,
Maybe
I don't know. I
I,
do it mostly. I don't plan it that way. It's like if I notice I
I
have two quarterbacks, let's make
to
this
be
pick better.
honest, it's not that much different than just clicking A Rich in the last round, hoping that he plays.
That is true. That is
So
true. I
like,
just feel like though with A Rich, like I don't know. I can't trust it. You want to get your boy Pacheco
I
here?
think we take Pollard here
Pollard? You're Pollard over Pacheco?
with Ridley. I am.
Okay.
I I think they're
And
basically just neck and neck. I think in a box like
I mean, you can see I had Tim Pollard to one Pacheco. I figured you were probably more Pacheco. I thought you were more
well
in on him.
I'm more about building a team,
No, I
right?
got
Like
you.
and for this team, I think that Pacheco like Pacheco is a great pick there, and I have Pacheco slightly ahead of Pollard, but like I have those two and Swift and Caleb Johnson and Judkins literally all the same.
It
So
was just I gotta try to keep you happy so you don't try to make me draft Darnold.
oh, it's coming.
I know these quarterbacks keep getting
yeah.
thinner and thinner.
No, like that also gives us another double stack option with Cam Ward later as well,
Uh-huh.
which we can get sniped on
Let's see.
to
What do we
force you to
want to
take Sam
do
Darnold.
here? It's about to be our pick.
I am I really like the TJ Hawkinson pick. And you obviously do too. I'm also Jordan Mason, like bringing him up is also fine. Like I'm fine with whatever.
I just talked about I want to
Yeah.
stay away from those super late tight ends. Yeah, I'm in on Hawkinson. You know, I draft a lot of him. I draft a lot of Kittle. Partly is because I don't want a super crazy percentage of Bowers, right? Like I'm definitely in on Bowers. I'm probably
Yeah.
around maybe 15% Bowers if
Wow.
I had to guess. Because I don't, you got to keep in mind though that I'm totally out on McBride. I have
Mm.
almost no McBride. I've taken him a few times when he does fall to like the mid third. I'll take him. And
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
going to
draft
become normal.
Laporta really. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like
And
I
then I'll take him some there, but
yeah.
like how he had been going over here, kind of early third. I haven't really been drafting him at all, and I don't want to just totally fade Bowers. I think Bowers is a great pick. I will say if you think back to like that first week, I started bringing guests on, and you were actually one of my first guests. And I told you then when Bowers was going more here, I was only taking him when he kind of would fall more to right here, which now that's kind of where he's just going. So that's nice, I guess.
Well, so when before Kittle moved up to the middle of the third or the middle of the fourth, I was a
Hmm.
14.5% Kittle. I'm down to 12% now, 12.8. But my McBride and Bowers has moved up because the same time he's moving up, McBride and Bowers are moving down. Like, and
Yeah.
I don't understand why both of those things are happening. Like, if the elite tight end is better, like, should they have ever been that separated? Like, whenever I did my original rankings back in January, I actually had Kittle rated at 38 or something. Like, I had him rated in the third round, and I
Hmm.
had Kittle and Bowers go, or Bowers and McBride going about where they were going. Um, so like, yeah, they like it's just they're all over the place. So now I was 8% on both of them, and I'm up to 11% and on both. So like every draft over the last like 3 days, I've been only taking those two in the second round because they're free, second, third round.
I
We'll
think it's
see
a
if that's
pretty
right.
easy pick here,
Yeah.
right?
Not sure where Pearsall went, but he might be on that guy's
Well,
team. Oh, he did not
no,
take
he
him.
took
Yep.
Higgins,
Yep.
and he already had
Absolutely.
a
Absolutely. Yeah, he's the one that had
feels pretty
Jaden,
good.
right? Because we passed him Jaden. So
Hmm.
yeah, we get CMC. Yeah, this team looks really good. I like this. They are coming. Watch out for the casuals. They will take
Hmm.
unstacked Burrow at 42. like on DraftKings. Beer salt the 101.
Yeah, it's getting that time. Next week. Next week it'll
I
be camp starting up and stuff. That's generally it's funny. I can always judge because I play in I only play in four just regular, home leaguey type leagues or whatever, season long leagues.
yeah.
I've been in all four of them forever, and they're the fourth that I like the most. Do we want to go? Let's see what happens here. Do we want to just go Caleb?
I have zero issues stacking up a week 17 game. Like I know some people say it's like a sin.
I
I
don't.
I'm fine
So you
with it.
good?
Yeah, I'm fine
I
with it.
mean, I look at it like if this team's in week 17 and live, and we have Purdy with CMC and Jennings, and we have more with Williams, I'll take my chances.
Yeah. And we could still add
A
like
third
like
quarterback.
so this is the perfect team. And like I don't know how many like I don't think Hartman will do it. And if he does, it's fine. But like this is the perfect team to add Colson Loveland to.
Loveland, yep, yeah. It would
Because
make a
like
lot of
if
sense.
it
We
comes
already
back
have
around,
Hawkinson to
yeah,
hold us down.
yeah.
What's up, Steve? Good to see you stopping in, my man.
And if not, like there is a chance that Luther
Five.
Burden just makes it back around to us too. Although I don't
Yeah,
know if I like Burden uh with DJ Moore. Like I think those two are the ones fighting over that same role more than Rome.
I'd agree with that. Burden went anyway, so we don't have to worry about that decision.
Leo, my answer is Jalen Royals.
What rookie this year's Sky Moore?
I know a lot of people say that Royals compares to like Rashee Rice in his profile. I didn't see that. I actually seen Sky Moore, McCole Hardman. So like uh
Hartman, I thought you were in on Tootin.
or I think he's just asking us. I'm in on both.
Ah,
I'm in on both. So
yeah. I
yeah,
want to wait till I've kind of trying to make myself not draft any Jaguars running backs anymore until we
until
see
camp.
some
Yeah.
camp stuff.
I went from
Um,
like 19% Tootin to like 13. So
what do you want to do here? We're about to be on the clock.
I
Do you want
think
to
I
go
think
ahead
we
and
just
do
do
the
it.
Loveland?
Yeah, I think we just do it. And then we
I really
can
like that.
we can take a third tight end with like a Theo Johnson if we feel like we have an extra spot, or we could
If
just
we
be
need
done.
to.
Like, like whatever works. And this is also a team like we're at 133. We don't need to
Yeah.
push it, but like in 2 rounds, if Cam Ward is still there, we might as well just take him too, right? Like we have pretty good
hmm
structure right now. But we only have 2 running backs. So we
I was
definitely
just about to say the next pick. I kind of would like to maybe take something at running
I,
back
I
just
think
to get a third one in there.
Rocho
Let's see.
had 7 TDs and was out with concussions. Why are we sleeping on him? I I'm not out on Roshan. I don't like the click, but I make it. I don't
Who's
trust
that?
Roshan. I think that he means Roshan Johnson because I
Ah,
believe he had 7 touchdowns and he was out a little bit. Like I would love Tootin here. Like I know you said
yeah,
you
yeah. No, no, no. And
I,
it's at cost, right? So
yeah,
I still if we're gonna get him a little bit past ADP and we only
yeah,
have two running backs and we need a team and he's a guy with the upside
and
that
we
he
have
has, sure.
CMC. Like
hmm
this team needs CMC to be healthy. So
Yeah,
like
no, of course.
we're just looking for people to spike sporadically. Like we definitely need to add somebody that should have a role. Like if an Eckler comes back, we probably need him, right? Like or
hmm
Rashad White won't make it back, but like
Yeah,
even
yeah. I
like
had
you
my
were
eye
saying a
on a couple
Roshan.
guys. I
Yeah.
was just
I'm
Hartman's
pretty
out there
in
lurking
case
too.
anybody wants to snipe us, I think who he's looking for is Kyle Manun guy. Pretty sure. Pretty sure he wants to take Kyle Manon guy right here.
What's up, Leo? Thanks for stopping by. By the way, guys, while it's on the long side of the board, I just came out with this last Sunday. We are going to do our first one this Sunday, even though we're flying in from Vegas. I'm going to be tired, but we'll be on here. Sunday nights is going to start being viewer appreciation night. The way that it works, as long as you are not a streamer, sorry, Hoohames, you cannot win. I'm going to be paying attention throughout the week. Who shows up in my streams in the chat the most? Sunday night, you have to be present to win. For the second draft, we'll hop on, maybe do like a puppy or something first. Somebody who frequents my streams, I'm going to randomly pick somebody each week, and then I'm going to do a sprint draft. And at the end of the sprint draft, I'm going to throw your name on it, just as though you were a guest, another streamer that came on my draft. Anything that sprint team wins, we will split it just like we would do with the guests. Since the sprint takes a little bit of time to fill, I thought it would be fun to, if you are the one picked, I'm going to tell you in the chat, hey, throw me 3 or 4 guys that you're really in on. Tell me 3 or 4 guys you're really out on. I'll try to get some of your guys, try to stay away from guys that you're out on, kind of give it, a little feel for you, stuff like that. But that's kind of what we're going to start doing on Sunday nights.
Are we taking Roshan here? Maybe. Like I don't.
Let's pull up the board. I like Roshan. I think I was trying to talk you into him on the stream we did Monday on your channel. He's a they play San Francisco.
I'm fine with it. I don't love it because that is our third bear.
Or we can go Tillman. You like Tillman?
I think we need a running back. I really do.
I'm good with Roshan.
I think roster construction wise, we needed a guy there.
Only reason I had asked is because Tillman is a guy I want to start getting a little more of. I'm only at 2.5%, and I saw he was 10 picks past ADP or so, 8 picks past ADP. And normally he kind of doesn't fall. noticing.
If he comes back, we take him, right?
Oh, of course, yeah, then for sure. But
Cam Ward gone already?
Let's look. I had it on the board.
I'm pretty sure Cam. Okay, he's there. Yeah. If Tillman's there, we take him, and if not, we take Cam Ward, right? Okay.
Tillman just went, so now just go ahead and take a third quarterback.
I think so. Are you against it, or do you want Darnold?
No, I was just about to say, chat, the bid is still alive. We still have a chance to be 0 Sam Darnold at the end of basketball summer.
I don't know. 4 quarterback things, won stuff last year. I went first 4 rounds all by week 10 earlier today. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do.
You went what? What did you do?
We went Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and
the week 10 stuff.
Yeah, and then I think it was it Bucky? Yeah, and then we went George Pickens, Xavier Worthy. No, it was John. Yeah. Oh no.
Now, did you see Tampa's tackle is going to probably start on the pup, or he's going to miss some weeks? They said.
I did not see that.
What's his name? The big guy,
Tristan Wirfs.
Yes, he is going. It came out today that he is going to miss the first few weeks of the season.
Yeah, so it was. Oh, it was McBride. Okay. It was Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and McBride. We set it up. And then we took Worthy Pickens. And then we didn't land the Burrow. So we went Quinshawn, Caleb Johnson with the next pick. We ended up getting Kyler, though. So it all worked out, honestly. We're just fine. But we had 4 bye week 10s, and then Quentin Johnston, Pat Bryant, and Adonai Mitchell for bye week 10.
Yeah, Steve saw the news too. Yeah, I was watching that draft. I didn't get to catch the end of y'all's, but I was watching it through about, I think, round 15 or something.
If I knew that, I would not be like – I'll definitely be knocking the Bucks guys. It's probably really bullish news for hold on.
We're on the clock here. You want to grab one of these running backs? You like anything at receiver here?
I'm
8
fine with no.
seconds.
I'm fine with Noel. Take a rookie guy here. Like
I think he'll have a really good role if somebody gets hurt, and Nico hasn't made
I
it through a season without getting hurt yet. Kirk gets hurt a lot.
yeah. So I feel like we're really strong everywhere right now. I would say, do you want like? I think we could either go with another wide receiver or a tight end next. Um, if you want to go a third tight end, I I
We
think
can do it if there's somebody that makes sense, which there is.
yeah. I think if we want to go 3-5-7-3, or we could go 3-6, uh, we could go 3-6-7-2, like whichever roster construction you want. I think we're built to be able to do either one. Like, do you want two rookie darts? Because we didn't take another. Like, I think the 3-6-7-2 kind of makes more sense, honestly,
Yeah,
because
yeah, probably.
because we waited so long for running back two, and I am 100. Like, I would take Shipley here, but if we want to take, like, we could do that as
I
well.
like Keenan Allen. I like Shipley.
Yeah.
Giddens is my highest owned player.
I mean, this is a team we could take. Get like I was going to recommend if you wanted to, we could just pull Giddens up, and then like I'm fine with a
You
lot of
don't have
the.
to convince me
Yeah,
to pull up
I know,
my
I
highest
know,
drafted
I
player.
know, I
Have
know.
you seen my clip on him yet?
Yeah, yeah, it's
You've
pretty
seen it
nice.
where he puts Sanders on his butt.
Yeah, you can play it.
This is probably my favorite one. He
Yeah.
just shakes that boy so sick.
So well, I don't was it get. I don't think it was the Giddens. There was another player that like shook Shiloh twice in the same play. I might have also been
Shiloh
Gid.
just
It
out
might have
there getting
also been
shook.
Giddens. Yeah, it might have also been Giddens. But like he like shook him so hard, and then like it might have been that play. Like if you continue it, Shiloh
Yeah.
got up and like I think bounced off of him or something. Like I can't remember, but I remember Shiloh had a play like that with one of the running back tapes. I can't remember who it was though. Yeah, that's a Trishan Wirfs is one of the best guards in the league. Or no, he's a tackle. Yeah,
Tackle.
he's one of
But
the
yeah,
best
he's one
tackles
of
in the
the
league.
best. Which there's no way obviously to predict anything like that, but it does make me feel good that I've been so out on Bucky at his ADP.
I'm like I'm at market with him. I I really like his playoff schedule. Like I really like his.
My
I'm a
thing is
7.
is just they have a really tough schedule like throughout say the first 7 8 games of the year though, and I know we're playing for week 17, but your second round pick, you kind of need him to be one of the reasons you get to that point also.
I think like if that news is true, like
Oh, it's
I
well, I don't know
like
about the pub being true, but they definitely it was Tampa that put it out that said I guess one of their
I
like,
I think
best
that's
beat writers or whatever said that he's gonna miss some weeks to start the year.
I just think that's bullish for Rashad
What do we
White,
want to do
honestly.
here? We could grab one more of the running backs. We could go
Take
ahead and be done
just
at receiver.
are you good reaching down and just taking Taj Brooks?
I'm good with that. See what comes back at receiver.
Yeah,
I was just watching
like
some Tosh Brooks tape again tonight, actually.
man, he was one of those guys, kind of like Pat Bryant, where I was like, I really like what I see. I just don't expect him to get any capital. And
Mhm.
but he went to like the perfect situation. Yeah,
let's
yeah,
see here.
exactly. Leo is exactly thinking what I'm thinking. It's like very good for him because of that. Like, so if Tutu
Yeah,
Atwell hasn't went yet, I think we take Tutu Atwell on this team.
2-2.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
we have
I
Drake
like
London back.
throwing Lockett on Ward teams too in the 18th round. I don't know. Everybody else likes the rookies, but like, well, he just went anyways. But it's like there's a world where like Lockett is just their number two
I,
receiver because they don't.
Lo- Lockett's got like I think a team with like Travis Hunter and Trey Harris, like Lockett makes a lot of sense on. I don't know if he makes sense with our team. Like,
He
and
made sense to it for me, and I guess it's more of
yeah,
a,
I guess
a
it's still a
yes.
double stack.
Because, well, that the double stack, and then like because I am notoriously so out on Darnold, it's like I still think JSN
Yeah,
is a great player, but I do see weeks where JSN score isn't that good with Sam Darnold, and then we
right.
did have like Noel, who's a rookie, who probably I don't really count on him
Yeah,
unless there's an injury. It's going to be tough for him to get on the field. I like
I think
Tutu though.
I think Tutu fits that team really well. Um, so
Finished
yeah,
with the 3-6-7-2. Purdy, Caleb, and Ward. Like our QB room. I feel like it's really strong there between the three. We got CMC, Pollard, Tootin, Roshan, Giddens, and Brooks. That's how I like building my running back
yeah,
rooms a
no,
lot. To be
that
honest
is
with you, it's
you go two of them by like round 6 or 7, and then if you get a third by 10, that's fine. If you got to wait till
mhm.
11, that's fine. But like taking
we
two
have
guys,
our anchor. And
like
then
yeah,
these 3 guys all probably have roles. Pollard technically is the starter. Tootin and Roshan, even if Tootin is not the starter, he has a role.
yeah,
Johnson has a role. Then we got our late round upside guys.
yeah,
London, JSN, Moore, Ridley, Jennings, Noel, and Tutu is the receiver room. I don't love it, but it's good enough, I think, especially if I'm wrong-ish about Darnold and he's any if he's closer to what he was in
I
Minnesota than being trash, then that could be a decent receiver room.
yeah, and like I said, like I'm not a JSN bull at all, but like I think with him going like with Tet falling most of the time now and him
Mhm,
being on the right side of the board mostly,
mhm.
like I think it makes sense to try to build out like just have some attempts at building out that game stack because I do think that you'll want that game stack somewhere in your portfolio, right?
Yeah, 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 thanks. Hartman said that he loves the team. Timid says he loves Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that one. And, Steve,
Yep.
I noticed is saying he is for sure expected to be pupped, or it sounds like he is at least.
Us on Underdog, we love puppies. NFL players, not a big fan of the pup. So yeah, that's pretty bearish for Bucky. Um, like and because I think it's still fine for the pass catchers. Like I don't know. Like I mean, it's not good for anybody, but I think it affects the pass catchers a lot less than it affects Bucky Irving for sure. And then Hartman wanted to, us to look at his team.
Oh, did he? Thanks for catching that.
Yeah. And if anybody else is in the chat and they want me to yell at them about a meaningless round 18 pick, and then after we took Deontay Johnson, I'm allowed. I'm allowed.
Hartman went with the 3-6-7-2. Drake May, Dak, and Tua are the quarterbacks. What do you think about the QB room?
I mean, you got my number one quarterback and Drake May, my exposure
Nice,
wise.
nice.
So
Is he?
yeah, oh yeah, it's 22, 23%.
Wow. Okay. It's got him paired with Travion, so you probably like that. Jalen Warren, Jaden Blue, Allen, Chubb, and Corum.
I mean,
Let's look at the receiver room because it's obviously not a super strong running back room. CeeDee Lamb, Adams, Devontae, Waddle, Diggs, Douglas, Wicks.
are you trying to build the grossest team possible?
He did have
I,
Bowers and
I, I
Warren
love that
in the
tight end
tight end
room.
room. Yeah.
I I think he's trying to even out his exposures a little
I
because he took
mean, the
Corum, he
running back
took Chubb,
room,
he took Corum,
it
Chubb.
could work.
No,
It could,
it could work. Like the Jaden Blue pick, like number one, like I'm not going to take like any Nick Chubb. I don't.
yeah, I agree.
We were talking
I'm
about that a little bit. Like I thought he looked done when he played last year. Then he got hurt again. Um, and like and maybe I'm just negative because I got burned on him last year. Like I kind of believed that when he came back he would be fine, and then he came back and he had that 2 touchdown game. And even after watching that 2 touchdown game, it's like he is so cooked. He did
mhm.
not look good, even though he had the 2 touchdown game. It's like he that was a bad pick. Like
The thing I
and
don't love about the running back room is it's like I don't know, and it's just a player take thing. But like Quorum, like I don't see Hunter's the one that has the role, and I know Hunter's his highest exposure, one of this top three. But
yeah,
like as long as Kyron's there, he's probably not going to be useful. Chubb, I don't think is useful that much, even with the Mixon injury. Could be wrong, but that's just how I see it. So I really look at it like mostly a four running back room with the four
yeah,
being
that's kind
Henderson,
of
Warren, Blue, and Allen.
that's kind of where I'm at. And like I understand what he's saying with the Fade and Kyron taking both backups. That makes sense. Um, I'm fading Kyron, but like I will take Kyron if he falls to like 38, 39, and he does fall there some. So
Mhm.
like I would rather just eat that ADP a couple times and be able to fully fade Corum. Like that's where I'm at with it.
Mhm. The
Because
the
I
one
mean,
saving grace is he does have a pretty dang strong, wide receiver
oh yeah,
room and quarterback room, and then he's got Bowers and the Warren thing. So it could work if he gets lucky and
if
Travion's just the dude right away, and if Blue is very useful right away, and then Warren doing the Warren thing, then it could
I
work out.
mean a Brees Hall injury is possible. It's happened before.
This is true. This is true.
Like if Caleb Johnson has trouble picking up the offense, uh,
I
like
don't know.
Jalen Warren could just be the guy. Like, bye JT. I don't know what he just done, but he went to close down the browser and he closed out himself. I'm sure he'll be back, but I guess I will go ahead and plug myself. I am. I'm sure you all know.
I do
I
that about once a week or so. I
yeah.
say, hit the damn wrong button.
Did you hear me or did you see me? I said,
Mm.
yeah, I said bye, JT.
Kick me off my own stream. No, it's so easy. I meant to just back out of the draft, and I backed out of the whole damn StreamYard thing instead.
Yeah.
Uh, Anyways,
I
what I was going to say is you can finish talking in a second, of course. I'm going to hop in another one. I don't know
oh
if you need
yeah.
to run. If you need to run, run. If you
I
want to
don't need
stay, you're more than welcome to
I don't
stay.
need sleep.
I want to
Like
get in a lot of these puppies. I'm going to be in Vegas. Chat at 12:02 on the dot. We're jumping in it. I'm going to be in Vegas Friday and Saturday, so I won't be able to draft any while I'm in Vegas.
apparently
Probably
he's
not.
gonna draft this off stream too. There it is. 202 1202. Um,
7 spots. If anybody wants to get in it, as it gets later, it's gets a little slower. Which rookie
yeah.
QB are you more likely to handcuff? I mean, rookie running back, Harvey, Hampton, or Henderson? That's a good question, Leo. You go first. Who?
To me, the answer is not Hampton. Uh, I think I think there's like I think Harvey and Dobbins is the one that I would, if I'm going to handcuff any of them, it's going to be that one. Uh, And the reason why is because I think both of those can have a standalone role that are both successful independent of each other. Kind of like Rashad White, Bucky Irving, at a much less cost. Like the cost is way less, right? Um, Henderson and uh, Stevenson makes a little sense as well. But the Hampton Najee thing, I don't know. I can't get there on that one. But I'm pretty out on Najee overall. Yeah, I've clicked him some when he falls a little, and my team could use it, but it's hard for me to do.
I will say for me, I will not be doing any of it. So in general with
Yeah,
best ball, I'm not a handcuffer because I just draft every team as though I'm right and they're not going to get hurt. I know that that's not the case, but that's how I want to draft at least. And then last year I actually played around some with like the running back rooms where it kind of made sense to maybe draft both of them. Pittsburgh was one of them, every now and then take the Warren and the Najee and hope one of them has a week here, one of them has a week there. But I didn't like my teams at all last year. None of my teams that I did that on seemed to be teams that did really well.
the,
So I just think I'm staying away from stuff like
w-
that myself this year.
weirdly, the team that I think that it's the best to do it with is the Lions, because I think that, but like it's kind of like the Harvey and Dobbins thing. Like
Hmm.
I think that, and I'm not saying to do it very often, but like I think that they both have a role, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
And
saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying for
yeah,
me personally, I don't think I want to do any of it this year.
but yeah, Harvey Dobbins, like, so you got to look at it and say, which offense do you think has a chance to score 25 ish rushing touchdowns? And whatever offense
Hmm.
that is, that's the answer. Like, if you think an offense is possible to score 25 ish rushing touchdowns, you probably want both running backs on that team, right? Like, that's so if
Hmm.
you think that one of them is going to score that many, that is your answer.
Hmm.
Nico?
And again, yeah, Nico for me here. I'm not saying it's like a bad thing to do. That's just me personally. I think that last year I did it some. This year I haven't did it yet, and I don't see myself doing it. But we're still only halfway through this thing. It could change halfway through the main best ball at least. What do you want to do here? You want to go BTJ, London? You want to reach down and do lad? I heard Cody talking today about how not many people is doing that.
Um, I'm fine with whatever BTJ generally here, but I kind of like just the two elites every time you can.
Let's do it. I do
Like
too.
I think like I have quite a bit of Nico Lad in my portfolio, honestly. Like it's the one like I have Nico rated ahead of Amon Ra, BTJ. Uh, so like I get him the most, and if those other two, so I get him at 10,
Mm-hmm.
and I just take Lad every time. Like, oh, not every time, but a lot of the time, whenever it comes back around, if those two are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And Steve had a good point on it, and in which you had said it too,
yeah,
that the Lions absolutely are interesting. When Monty got hurt in week 15, Gibbs was RB4, Monty was RB10. So yeah, and I was the first to say that, like, I'm not saying that it's wrong to do it. It definitely like could be a good thing to do in situations like that. Just not for me, I don't think.
yeah.
If the data shows a third quarterback is helpful, then I wouldn't be surprised to see handcuff running back adding more than we think.
I yeah, I just think it's like if we have an offense that does what the Dolphins did 2 years ago, like you want both of them, especially at that cost. Like if there's an offense that's going to break out, and like uh to me, like if you want a low cost offense that has a chance to like just score a bunch of rushing touchdowns like that you don't expect them to, it
Hmm.
might be the Titans. Like that offensive line massively got improved. Tony Pollard is reasonably good. Tajay Spears shows explosion. Like we've seen how much better, like and how many more points the Broncos scored last year by just getting a brand new
A
quarterback.
quarterback.
So
Hmm.
like I mean, and like it's like the same exact structure that the Broncos had. They have a solid offensive line. They have an okay defense. Um,
Yeah.
they're brought in a like they have some structure there. They have a weapon, like a single weapon on offense, which is Calvin Ridley, right? Where it was
Hmm.
Cortland Sutton in Denver. Um, but they actually have two running backs behind that. Like, and Denver didn't have that. Now, I liked Bo Nix more as a prospect personally than Cam Ward, but like that doesn't mean I dislike Cam Ward. I was actually just a bull on Bo Nix. But I mean, I think if there's a low owned backfield that could absolutely outperform, I think that's the one. Like, I'm slightly overweight on both of them, and over like I'm overweight on the those three. Like, I haven't been able to get to as much Chig as I would like, though. I don't want to do JSN again. I'll tell you that.
No, me either.
Like I've taken them twice today, and I hadn't taken them in like two or 3 weeks. So let's go Lamar
I'm about to
or
say it'd
Brees.
either be Brees or Lamar for me, but
Yeah, let's
I, I
let's
want
let
to
you
up my
live.
percentage
Yeah,
of Lamar a lot. I want to get up there nice on, which I know it's gonna jump up because I
yeah.
have like a few slow drafts going too that I have him in right now that aren't
And,
complete, so it's not showing those.
and the Vikings are also a good case because they brought in run blocking people, and they've
Hmm.
talked about wanting to be better in the red zone. So like I think handcuffing.
Brees
Oh yeah, like
for
absolutely.
sure,
Like
right?
yeah, slam dunk.
And that's part of why I said Lamar because I saw that that guy in the 12 hole he had two running backs already. He had
Yep.
started
Yeah, he started.
Genty and
Yep.
Achan, so I thought there was a chance if we took Lamar, we could maybe get Brees on the back
Yep.
end.
Nice, nice. Got to pump up those Lamar numbers, man. Yeah, but
That's
like
right.
the Vikings make a lot of sense as well. And I think it actually makes sense to like somewhere maybe, and I don't want to do it a lot, but if you just go Aaron Jones like middle of the seventh, and then take Jordan Mason, and make sure you
Hmm.
don't take any of the pass catchers, and like just play the Vikings offense through only the running game. I
Yeah.
think having one or two teams over 500 teams of that makes some sense. Like, because there is a chance that that's something that's going to happen this year. Um, and I'm not saying that I'm necessarily going to do it, but if I see somebody doing that, as long as I don't see them doing it every draft, I think it's fine. You know, like a lot of things. I did a double hero or double elite quarterback build yesterday, like because
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you're
you know,
drafting, it's you draft a lot more teams than me even, and I draft, like a fair amount of teams, but when you're drafting with super high volume, then yeah,
yeah,
that's what's part of what I've been saying for, the last few months on my stream or fact last few weeks on my stream about how I'm trying to be more aware of the one way I'm doing it is a lot of times just clicking the best five people through the first 5 rounds. Sometimes I end up with, two running back teams, sometimes I in the first three, because yeah, you don't want, all of your teams to be very similar in build structures. You want to mix, right? You want teams that have awesome running back rooms and maybe you made up with receiver at volume and vice versa or whatever. So I haven't done the double elite QB yet this year, but
it
I would say I probably will at some point.
it's a little harder because it has to be like, are you going to eat the zero with Lamar, Josh
Mhm.
Allen, right? Like it. If you do that, maybe you could take maybe that could be your Sam Darnold team. Maybe he
No, I
makes it to
have
week
done like
7.
some
Maybe
some I have done some really strong ones, like I've put Fields on a team or two here
I,
or there with like Lamar or Allen or whatever. Um,
I have
you
like
know, I
3 Jalen Hurts Burrow teams
yeah, yeah,
because
that's nice. I don't
like
hate that at all because
yeah,
they're even cheaper than Lamar and Allen.
yeah, yeah. I have zero issue like take Devonta Smith, like especially if you didn't get T Higgins and they give you Devontae and Jalen Hurts. A lot of the time they'll try to push Joe Burrow past you, and I'm just gonna take it every time. Be like, I guess I'll figure out running back later. Like it's fine. It's fine. I'll figure
Mhm.
out the other positions later. I have Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. Like I'm fine. And Joe Burrow stacked to 72. Like
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna have some nice choices to me coming up here.
are you
I
out
like
on
Rome. I like. Go ahead.
are you out on Kamara? Or do you
No, I
just not
want.
get
He's
to
a
it very
guy that
often?
I just don't get to him very often.
I
You want to
think
go ahead and grab him here?
yeah, let's grab him there. I there's yeah, and like worst case scenario, we end up taking Olave too,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I try to the Saints are one of the few teams that I do try to avoid getting 2 players from. I kinda
yeah.
tend to do them as one-offs, but I'm not really that in on Harvey, so I will do it in situations like this.
I mean,
Let's do it.
we could also bring up Addison if you want too. Like, I'm fine with either.
Let's go ahead and go
Okay.
Olave.
Yeah. Like I've not done this but like twice. But like Kamara tends to go earlier a lot now.
Mhm.
Like he was falling middle of the 6th for a while and he doesn't fall there anymore. So like yeah, I don't mind this at all.
I should be more open to Addison as a 3rd receiver. I just, I think he will be suspended.
I
I don't know if it'll be
so
the full 3 games, and I know it's only 3 games at the beginning of the year, but I don't know. I want my teams to get off to a good start. I started it by saying I should be more open to taking him. I take him a lot as like or a decent amount as like a 4th receiver on a really strong wide receiver team. Then I'm like, all right, whatever. I got 3
I
wide receivers already.
I kind of like him on a team where he's just like the number 2 receiver as well. Like because on
Oh
those
yeah,
teams, well, so like on those teams, if you're already weak at wide receiver, you need to come back at wide receiver, right?
that
Yes, it's gonna
makes
be
a
a little
lot of
harder.
sense. That makes a lot of
You're gonna
sense.
be so you want more firepower in that last week. So you're
Take your
also
eliminator ass receivers late.
yeah, you're also going to be more inclined to take the Adam Thielens, the Cooper Cups, the Jacoby Myers on those teams. So like
Exactly.
adding him as that, like as your extra guy, because in my opinion, if he had zero worry about the suspension, I personally would probably be taking him around George Pickens. I would have him ahead of Jalen Waddle myself. That's
I'd
where
have
I
him
would have
ahead of
him.
Waddle. I don't know if I'd take him ahead of
I,
Pickens,
I
but
said
I would take him
around
ahead of
Pickens,
Waddle.
right?
No,
Like
no,
I
I
think
know.
that's where he
I
like
was
I'd be
just
mixing them
talking
in.
through it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. I would just be mixing them in probably 50-50 between him and Pickens and Sutton, right? I'd probably have both of them ahead of Sutton. But like so if you take him on a weaker wide receiver team, like you go 3 running backs and then you take like Cortland Sutton and then you get Addison, like kids you get a floor guy and then you get a spike guy and then you end up with like Jacoby Myers or somebody else like
Mhm.
and then you can start taking like the shot guys like Shaheeds and in the draft with like the MVSs and stuff like that. You just try to like get some like have your floor guys and then he's your anchor because he was the undervalued asset on your team. Like I think it makes sense to build the hero like the 3 running back teams
Mhm.
with a player like that, it also make like, but you need to layer it correctly. Like you have to make
No,
sure
no,
you, yeah,
exactly. I agree. I like that. I like that idea a lot, and that is something that I probably will start doing from time to time. Yes, Steve, and you're right. And not only are their O lines good, but their defenses are both pretty good
yeah.
too, which leads even more into the run
That's
games being a smash.
the Eagles
Let's
defense
see.
is Debo. Like that was a fall on Debo.
We're on the clock here. You want to go like Diggs, Mooney? What are you thinking
I
here? I know
love
you don't.
Diggs. I can take Mooney. I'm
We'll
I'm
go
personally,
Diggs. He plays Baltimore week 16.
yeah.
We got to get out of week 16 too.
Like one of my favorite quarterback combinations is Lamar Drake May. I feel like Lamar Drake May is like cheating. Like
Yeah,
I really
we
do.
can go for it. We can try to pull it off.
Because where we're at is all right.
So
So
this is a tough
Eg-
one here. We're gonna have to reach down for
Eg-
somebody. I like
Egbuka,
Pittman. We were just talking about Mason. If we want to
eh,
pull them up,
I'm
Ibuka.
fine with whatever. Like Hawkinson as well. Again, like that's
What do we
fine.
have at running back? Let's go Mason. You okay with Mason?
Yeah, I'm good with Mason. I
We
love
just
I
been
love
talking about
Mason.
the Vikings running game and their
Yeah.
offensive line and
And to be honest, like this right here is the absolute perfect running back start to me. Like you get three guys by here,
mhm.
all of them have a role, and now we just don't take anybody till round 16, and we take two, maybe three more guys. And
Yeah, yeah,
like you
yeah.
that's where you get like this is what I'm doing a lot now is I try to get three by Aaron like by Jordan Mason. And it used to be three by Scattaboo, but Scattaboo goes later now.
Mhm.
Um so like and I still feel fine with it. Like if it's three by Scattaboo, but like now you can just add your rookie upside shots at the end,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
if Jaden Blue falls 10, like I've seen Jaden Blue fall to 158 or something
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sometimes, and like I'll absolutely smash that like on a team like this every time.
Mhm. Yes, Leo, you can put the Bills into a good defense or a good-ish defense. Their defense isn't quite as good as Minnesota and Denver, in my opinion, but their
Yeah,
offensive line is definitely really good
that's
also.
that's the most interesting running back situation in the league, though, because James Cook only had what 48% snap share last year. I think I've heard
Mhm.
everywhere. And like if he got any volume at all, like he would be he would be like a first round pick. Like if he put up the numbers he did but got 70% of the snaps, like that would have been like number one, that would have been an insane amount of touchdowns. That would have been like 20, like it'd be what 26
He
touchdowns or
already had
something.
like 15 or 16,
Yeah,
something
he
like
had
that.
16. So it'd be like 26 touchdowns if he didn't have 48 and he had 65 to 70%. And
Yeah.
the yards would have went up as well. Like it would have been a legendary season. But that's not what's going to happen. They're going to be split in time.
Mhm.
Uh, I think he's a pretty easy fade this year,
Who
based on
Cook?
yeah.
I don't know. I like him where he goes. Let's see. Where's he at on this particular draft?
He goes
You
middle
know,
of the fourth.
he's after Brees. I like him when he falls a little bit more here towards like the late fourth when I click him some. I'm not like super over on him. He's not like a my guy making sure I'm grabbing him all the time or anything, but I do like him.
I I don't think. I mean, and I am anti Najee, but like I just don't see a world in where James Cook over Hampton this year is the right call.
Mm. I like Hampton.
I because I think in this format, like in total points, I think it's fine, whatever, whichever way you want to
Mhm.
go. But in underdog score, like in tournament style stuff, I think and maybe even in like Eliminator, maybe James Cook is a better pick.
Well,
But
but
I
they seem like they don't want to give him a long-term deal. So I'm like, part of my thinking
yeah,
is like, I think the most likely deal is, like teams do sometimes where they just work out, okay, like here's a raise, this is what your, salary is going to be this year, and then next year we'll retalk or you can part your ways. And in that scenario, I think they just like maybe they could give him more work. You
Do
want to go
we
Andrews here for a tight end?
we could, or we could just take the gigantic value on Cooper Cup. Either way,
Yeah.
either
Let's
like
see. The
I love Andrews, but
Let's
like
go Andrews because that 12 hole has 5 receivers and no tight end.
okay,
So
yeah,
there's a chance he
there's a
may
chance.
grab
And
Cup.
like to be honest, like if we just have to double stack, like if he takes Cup, we're
He
guaranteed to
only
get.
has 2 running backs though.
Yeah,
He started with there goes one running
and
back.
we
May
I
get
mean
Cup
now we
back.
could either take Bateman or Cup.
There you
So
go. We
like
got Cup.
yeah, I don't like. I think this value on Cup is like
No, I
pretty
liked it.
nuts.
I just saw that he didn't have
Yeah,
a tight end and that he had
I like
5
that.
receivers. So I was
And
like, well,
like
there's a
yeah,
chance.
worst case scenario, he takes Cup and then we double stacked Lamar, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
worst
yeah.
case scenario.
And I told you now, Cup. Let's see, what are we at? Well, I'm low on him. I only have
Uh
2.5, but
I mean,
I will take him from time to time, even though I'm out on Darnold, just because that's kind of been my hedge. When he falls, I'll take him, and I'm like, all right, if Darnold's better than what I think he's gonna be, then at least I'm got a little bit of Cooper Cup, and I can play it a little bit that way. And now I have a JSN share too.
yeah, you're welcome. I'm now the Seattle Bull apparently. Uh yeah, I don't know if Cook is the poor, like Cook being the poor man Gibbs makes sense. But like how poor are we talking? Like I 48% snap share is very low, or rushing share or whatever it was.
I
Like
mean, but that could go up, right? I mean, it could. And
I
like,
mean Ray
what if
Davis,
we always talk about what ifs? What if Ray Davis gets hurt? Like,
yeah, I mean
are
that's
they really
true.
gonna like be putting Johnson out there for the other 40%
Josh
or
Allen
whatever?
loves Johnson. So
Yeah.
but like he does have a role, a specific role.
No.
Yeah,
He
if Ray
has a
Davis
role.
gets hurt, then yeah, that would be the way it happens.
Maybe I should take less. Let me see. You got me curious now. Let me go see what my cook is. I don't think I'm
I
super high with. Before I look, I'm gonna guess and say I'm maybe like 8-ish%.
no, I think being at the field is fine. Um, and when I say a fade, like I personally
Ooh, I
don't
have
see.
11%. I guess I'm way higher on him than I thought
I
I was.
I personally just don't like I don't see why you would ever like. And I'm also pretty heavy on Amari and Hampton, so like
I like Hampton a lot too.
you gotta look at it that way too.
Hmm. I like Hampton a lot. I guess I'm more in on Cook than I thought I was. Uh, I got a
Um,
good amount of Warren, a good amount of Scat. Let me see. I'm gonna catch up on a couple of these chats. There was one
yeah,
in particular I saw. I wanted to.
I'm gonna look
Kincaid and
at this.
Ferguson were going early last year, and both had disappointing seasons. Which one is more likely to bounce back? They both go late now. For my money, it's Ferguson. What about you?
Um,
But I do take
for
Kincaid on
Ferguson,
Josh Allen teams.
it's Ferguson. So like if you're asking me which one has a better chance to be solid this year, it's Ferguson. If you ask me which one's gonna have the better chance to be like tight end three, it's Kincaid.
I totally agree with it. And I was just about to say that's the way that I've been playing it is like I pretty much have only taken Kincaid on Josh Allen teams
Yeah.
because of that reason. Like I think if he hits, he's gonna like hit a lot more than what people think. And so what better way to capitalize than okay, not only were you with these, 4% of teams that you have Kincaid on, let's make this
All right.
pick and I'll finish talking.
All right.
You want to go Ray Davis here for a running back? Do we want to get
Yeah,
back
that's
with
fine.
receiver?
Uh,
What's out there,
what
quarterback? We missed what's his name. We got to go something.
Stroud? Go Stroud.
Can I get it in there quick enough? Bam, got it in there quick
Yeah,
enough.
nice. Yeah, we were
Yeah,
so
I forgot
excited.
we had Nico. Good
We were
call.
excited about the Cooper Cup, and we forgot about Drake May.
Yeah, we
But
did, and I
I
forgot
think
that we
that's still
had
the right move. I think
Nico
it's the right
for a
move.
minute until you
Yeah,
said it.
yeah. Um,
But
and then did he take Ray Davis? He
we're
did.
right back on the clock. Yeah. Let's see.
I'm fine with Tootin, Tootin or Benson
Let's
or
go
White.
Benson. I was about to say
Yeah, yeah,
I really don't want to draft that many Jaguars running backs
yeah.
right now.
That's all
We're
fine.
so close to camp. I just got to make it through the weekend without drafting anymore, and I won't be here Friday or Saturday. And so then we'll be in camp next week, and we'll start to get a little bit better feel for how that room's going to shake out over the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, and Steve's talking about that. I think maybe me saying that he's an easy fade was like wrong. Like I have like 4%. Like I'm not saying like a 0% fade. Like I think that he's like mixing him in. Like that's what I'm doing. But I'm always going to take like I'm almost always going to
Hmm.
take Hampton over him. And like I understand like so before the draft, like I was actually kind of heavy on James Cook, but I did more research and realized that he like his snap share was that low and all that. And whenever I think it was mostly whenever they re-signed Ty Johnson that
Yeah.
because that's a guy that I know is going to be taking some snaps. Like he's going to play, even if he plays 15% of the snaps, like that's enough to mess with things. And Ray Davis was good last year. Like he really
Yeah, no,
was. Like he
I
really
like Ray
was.
Davis too. I have a lot. I have like 20-something% Ray, I think.
And
Let me see. I got it right at 20% Ray Davis.
and I I think that Cook's fine, but I have a hard time taking him when those. I love all those receivers in that round, like a lot. Like you give me Ted, give me DJ Moore, give me Xavier Worthy, give me Jamison Williams, give me Devontae Smith. Like I just
Hmm.
those are all like huge games. Like and that's kind of what he is. He's an explosive running back, but I think those explosive wide receivers are a lot harder to find.
Hmm.
So I tend to want those explosive wide receivers over James Cook. And I don't think that and do we think he's going to get 16 touchdowns again? Like he might, but like I would put that at a very low odds. And if I'm going to have that at a low odds, I personally am going to at least be lower on him.
That makes sense. I was actually surprised when I saw that I had 11% of him. In my head, it
Right.
felt more like 7 or 8. So
And
I
I
haven't taken him in a couple of days. So maybe I'll just keep chilling on him for a while and get that down.
all right. So we're pretty much done at quarterback, right?
Yeah, Lamar and CJ. I mean, you know me. I'm almost always two quarterbacks with Lamar. I don't know.
Like
Think I've
tight end.
drafted one yet. We have Andrew so far. Couple other guys.
I think
A
we need to
couple
take
nice guys
do
there.
we just take two tight ends here?
We could. Well, we have five
You
receivers.
were
Let's see
talking
if
about wanting
anybody
to be
makes sense.
done before uh
Yeah, before the 17th and 18th.
yeah. We could
I
try
like
that.
some of these guys.
Yeah, let's just take one.
What's your favorite
Any
two?
of them.
Start naming them.
Uh Bretton Strange.
Let's go Strange, and then I have one two that I prefer for the next pick.
Okay.
I would say either Gasicki or Ertz.
I'm fine with both.
Who you like better? 10 and 12. Neither one of them's a bye week. Let's go Gasicki. I have a lot more Ertz than Gasicki. You good with Gasicki?
Yeah, yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm wanting to build some rooms like this and just kind of see how I like the team when it's all said and done. You know what you're getting with Andrews. Strange is probably, hopefully, just kind of your steady Eddie. And then you got Gasicki. When he hits, he's going to hit in a big way. He plays
Yep.
Baltimore weeks 15.
Yeah,
Now we're
so
done at tight end, done at quarterback. Take a
and our
couple late round running
running
backs.
so we get a two more wide receivers next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I understand exactly what Steve's saying there. Like they're going to be one of the top scoring offenses. He he was given the touchdown role last year. Maybe he gets it again. Um, and if he does, he's going to get 12, 13 touchdowns probably,
Yeah.
even with regression, and that's a good bet. Like that's not wrong. Like that's why I don't have zero. That's why I've got like 4.5%. Like I still don't, and like I don't know. I guess I need to pick a side, like because I'm also on the I'm more on the Ray Davis side of this whole thing.
Well, see, I got both.
Yeah,
Like I got 20% Ray Davis and 11% Cook. None of them on the same team. I know for
but
sure.
like
Just because, like I was saying, I don't really do the whole, two running backs from the same team thing. That's just me personally or whatever. But so yeah, and I guess I lean more towards the Steve side that like their division, right? Like I mean, the Jets. Who's their wide receiver too? Like the Jets aren't any trouble for the Bills at this point. Say what we want about the Patriots. I think the Patriots will be better than what they were last year, but they're realistically, not giving the Bills much of a challenge. Like the Dolphins offensively can, but like their defense isn't going to be that great. And they played 6 of their games against those 3 teams alone. And so like, I just want a lot of their running game. They showed last year that they are more than willing in games whenever they are up, to just if they can run the ball on you, they're going to keep running the ball on you.
yeah, and I think like so the reason I'm kind of walking back is because I I also do believe kind of like what Chess Liam was saying with Josh Allen may not run as much this year just because he might not have to, and he is getting older, so like maybe he doesn't do as much there, and maybe like, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but like the way it looked to me is that like maybe they just use Ray Davis more. Um,
Do you want to go
yeah,
Noel here since
yeah.
we have
Let's
CJ?
do the double stack. Yeah,
I will not make you drop Hopkins again. I promise. I won't even bring it up.
you just did. Uh, go to RB real quick. Um, we could take Giddens, we could take Miles Sanders, we could take Jarquez. Any of them's fine. Actually, take Marshawn. Marshawn Lloyd
Who?
will be back. Yeah, any of them's fine. Any of them's fine.
We'll go Giddens.
Marshawn Lloyd will be there, coming back around. That because that could be our bring back.
I love Giddens as a prospect. I really do. I mean, he's a great runner, freaking super athletic. He can catch the ball and just I'm in on JT too. Like, I think their whole offense is going to be trying
I
to run the ball and JT has not played a full healthy season ever, right? So like I
yeah
feel like there's a really good chance that even if he's only a 2 or 3 week player for you that like those 2 or 3 weeks this late in the draft could be really important. And if they happen to be in the playoffs, well, they get week 15 against Seattle, they get the Jags in week 17. San Francisco's defense isn't going to be what it used to be. They get them week 16.
yeah, and I I agree. They're like I think that offense is going to run through the run for sure. Like I think if that offense is good, it's going to be that way. And Giddens was a like and this is like I had Giddens ahead of RJ Harvey as a prospect, like by one spot. But like I really like Giddens as well. So I think I did. I could bring it up. I had them neck and I had them basically exactly the same. Like it was a coin flip. And like the only reason Harvey goes where he goes is because of the situation, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
like it's not a talent like the RJ Harvey thing is not a talent bet. It's a Sean Payton has had great running backs before bet. And if DJ Giddens had went to that situation in the second round, he would be going exactly where Harvey's going. Like I don't think,
Mhm.
I think that as prospects they were very like they did a lot of the same things. Um, they're different players, but like they can both catch the ball. They can both shake people. You know, they both have a like they're both just good prospects. So with this
No, I
last,
agree.
are you in on Lloyd? Do you want to take the gross pick that I like to do a lot here and Savion Williams as our last wide
I'm
receiver?
okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like
Or
if we do that, we don't do Marshawn Lloyd. I think we do one or the other. I think Dylan
mhm.
Sampson would have been great. We didn't get him. What?
Mhm. If this was me, and then we can do whatever you want to do, but I'll just throw it out there. So depending on who's there, it would, for me, if they
Yeah.
both stayed, it would either be him or him. I like him a lot right here too. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I think with what happened to running back, if Lloyd's available, we take him as the ring back because, or unless we just want another DJ Giddens, Taj Brooks team, you know, like which
Mhm.
we do have Trey Benson here for the ring back, but like,
We'll go Lloyd. I like Lloyd, and they play Baltimore week 17.
yeah, that's why I was
I
gonna
would
say
still
Savion.
take Keenan
No,
over
I'm fully
Savion
good
though.
with Keenan.
If
Like,
he does, if this guy here doesn't take him, Keenan
yeah,
in the 18th,
yeah, and
let's
Keaton
do
Mitchell's
it.
not a bad click either. Uh, I'm gonna answer Dirty P's answer here.
Yeah,
Like
I was gonna
I've said,
catch up with him in a minute, but let's put it up there.
I've said this a lot on my stream. Um, the way I view it, it's also anti Jaden Reed, and like I say the same thing with other teams and similar situations, and that's they spent a first and third round pick on the position that he plays. They look like they may have wanted to throw the ball a little more last year than they actually did, and they had to go to running the ball because Jaden Reed had 10 drops, Dontavian Wicks had 8. Like they had 18 drops between those two players. So if
Yeah.
nobody can catch the ball, maybe they just had to run the ball. Yes, they were successful at running the ball, but like maybe their wide receivers just sucked, and maybe the reason that Matt LaFleur would never name a wide receiver one is because he didn't have one. Uh, like I hate to be that harsh, but like, and Romeo Dobbs, like he's really solid, but he's not a wide receiver one. Like Pierre Garcon was an awesome wide receiver, but he was not a wide receiver one. You know, like there are
Yeah.
players that are like that. Like and Savion Williams, to me, the reason why, like, they spent a third round pick on this absolute weapon, like somebody who ran reasonably fast. He played quarterback. So to me, he's going to have zero, like, I don't think he's going to have any problem at all learning the offense. Like, and that's a big thing of wide receivers is learning the playbook because there's all that motion, all that other stuff. Like he played wildcat quarterback in college. I'm assuming that if he was playing receiver in college and wildcat quarterback, that he's probably pretty good. And this is all speculation, but I'm going to guess that he's probably reasonably good at learning a playbook, right? Like that's just
Oh
where
yeah,
I'm at
yeah.
with it. And if you just look at the physicals tool set, like Savion's awesome. Uh, yes, Wicks can get open, but it doesn't matter how open you are if you can't catch the ball. And
Hmm.
it's not been 1 year of that. So, like, let me look it up real quick because he
While
had.
you look,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say while you look that up, yeah, I totally agree with you, Steve. Like, even though I have like, you guys are gonna have to start thinking about intervention for me or something if I don't slow down a little bit on Giddens because it's getting pretty high. But even when I take him, I fully know that it's a contingency thing. It's just like I said, JT has never played a full year, so could this be the year that JT doesn't miss any games? Yeah, it could, but I'm assuming he'll roll an ankle or something at some point. So even if I get like 3 or 4, like just really nice timed games on some of those teams, it could be in the playoffs for all we know. And the teams that I don't have Giddens, I also have probably, let's see, what's my JT? JT's one of my higher early round running backs, if I remember right.
Yeah. I was kind of just enabling you today, by the way, on purpose with the Giddens thing. I like Giddens. I think he's fine, and like we have six RB teams. Like I like Giddens a lot more on six RB teams than I do on five RB teams
Mm-hmm.
as well. So back to that. So Wicks had 74 targets, 39 receptions, and 8 drops. And yes, Love was hurt twice and he wasn't fully on point. But if he had 39 catches and 8 drops, that is, what would that be? That'd be 40, 47. Let me figure that out. It'd be 47. No, it'd be 39. So he had an 18%, or yeah, basically 17% drop percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So like he dropped like 17% of his passes if I did that right. Like that's bad. That's really bad. And yeah, I know they say, as everybody says, drops aren't sticky, right? Because of the pun. But they had two players, like uh the other one was Jaden Reed was at like 15.7. So I know that from the Matt Harmon thing that came out. So like if both of them are over 15% drop rate, like, and then that next year they went out and spent a first and a third round pick on that position. Like to me, that means that, like, I feel like as a coaching staff, they were over it. Like they're like, we can't win like this. We need to change this. So that's just my take on it. And yes, I agree that Love was hurt and it wasn't on point, and that Malik Willis cannot throw the ball. Like I understand that. Um, but I just think that, like, if you look at the story of the offseason, that it says that they at least want to entertain the idea that Savion and Matthew Golden is what's going to, and Wicks is the best separator. I did say that. I said it doesn't matter how open you get if you can't catch the ball. Hey, thank you, Best Ball on Call.
Thank you. We appreciate it. I didn't want to
And
interrupt too, but we
yeah,
appreciate it.
and like I'm assuming if you like Wicks a lot, you probably also love Adonai Mitchell. And the difference is, like, one of those teams brought in two early draft capital people, and the other team did not. So that's like I'm actually in on Adonai Mitchell and not in on Wicks. Uh, I have like 3% Wicks. Like I'm not like out, but I have more Savion Williams. But Savion is also a lot lower owned overall, so it's a you get like in the time boxes. I really like him.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that, Steve. I think your team's okay. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I was just glancing at his team. I forgot he was in there for a minute. He did a 3.573. Barkley and JT, that's a super strong running back room. kind of got a single stack with all of his receivers and the quarterbacks. How did
Yeah.
ours finish? Let's call out ours one more time before we get out of here. We never really called it out, I don't think.
Yeah.
We went with the 2-6-7-3, Lamar and CJ. Nothing wrong with the QB room. Brees Hall, Kamara, Mason, Benson, Giddens, and Lloyd. Wide receivers, Nico, BTJ, Olave, Diggs, Cup, Jalen Noel, and we even threw Keenan Allen on at the end. That is going to be a super strong wide receiver room.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking
That
about a room with 7 and Allen and
yeah. If Allen
Cup for
signs,
your
it's
6
great.
and 8. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he will somewhere. Tight end room ended up with Andrew Strange and Gasecki. I've been playing the Keenan Allen thing this whole time, and it could definitely obviously come back to backfire on me, but I just been playing it like he's doing the veteran thing, right? Like he's taking his time. He didn't There's no need for him to be out there in OTAs. He's gonna sign somewhere. Now, if we start getting into like 2 weeks from now and we're like in the second week of camp and he still hasn't signed somewhere, then my bags will start getting a little bit worried, I think.
Yeah. I'm staying around 8% on Keenan Allen. Like I think I'm like 9% or something.
If any of you want to keep going, Green Beans looking for a couple for an eliminator.
Um.
Needs 3 more for it. Thanks for stopping by, Green Bean.
Yeah.
Hit the
Thank.
like on your way out to your eliminator if you would. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah. So Dirty saying like he's taking Savion pre-draft. Like so, I took a little pre-draft. Like I was about 8%, I think. But like I feel like it's a bullish thing. Like nobody was taking Pat Bryant pre-draft. He got drafted in the third round of the NFL draft. Savion went to what I think is a good situation. Like they have two wide receivers who can't catch the ball. Like so, like and like like, how is that a bad
Reed can catch a
situation?
little bit.
Yeah.
He's better than Wicks at it, at least.
um, I and barely. Um, the 15.7 to 17%. Like that's not much. Like I think that there's a reason they spent third round capital. Like and if you're out on Pat Bryant because like he was what a lot of people thought were like a fourth, fifth round talent, went in the third, like that's
Hmm.
fine too. Like but like that's exactly what Savion was. Like we didn't expect him to go in the third round, but a team pulled him up into the third round. Like to me, that means something. And with Pat Bryant, everybody's wish casting that, but
Yeah.
nobody, everybody loves the wide receivers in Green Bay, and everybody hates on Mims and Troy Franklin. So like,
Hmm.
it's just because people like Jaden Reed, and like the situation to me is pretty similar. Like that's just how I look at it. Like
Yeah. Real quick, Green Bean, if you like late streams, man, I am definitely your guy. We are the nightcap. Y'all guys know we are here most of the time, 6 nights a week. We start at 10 p.m. Central. As you can see, sometimes we don't finish up till 1. We're always drafting 2. Sometimes we draft 3. Just depends how tired I am that particular day, I guess. Sorry, who? Go ahead,
no,
finish.
no, we're good. I'm rambling about it. We can talk. Like if you want to hear more about Savion Williams and why he's the better pick than uh, Jaden Reed, you can
Tune
come to my
in
stream tomorrow.
Mondays at 4 p.m.
Yeah, and tomorrow as well at 4 p.m. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know why I said Mondays this late.
yeah,
Every
Monday
day
through
at 4
Thursday. Yeah,
p.m. except the
yeah.
weekend, I guess. I guess I was thinking
I,
Monday I was on your stream.
I'm not saying I'm 100% right here. Like either. I just at the cost, I think Jaden Reed is like he's a high upside win, but he's a very scary pick to me. And like the Wicks versus Savion, like let's say that they were both being drafted the exact same percentage, because Savion is like very rarely drafted. So like in the time box contest is where I am actually bigger into Savion. Like in BBM, like I have taken him on a team, but like
Hmm.
I think either one of them are probably bad picks in BBM right now. because we don't know. But in a time box, like Dontavian Wicks is probably being drafted like 8 to 10% of the time, and Savion is probably being drafted like less than 1% of the time. So like if we don't know the outcome, don't we want the like? I personally think the Savion is the better click either way. But then you also get the low own thing on top of it. So unless you're like massively sure that it's Wix, and if you think that, that's fine. Like I'm not saying you're wrong. Like I could
Mhm.
absolutely be wrong on it. But like I just think that if you want the low owned, like you want the low owned in the like in
I'm
any
with you on
situation.
that 100%.
Yeah,
Like, I do draft some Jaden Reed. I'm golden over Reed,
yeah.
but when it gets to the end, like, those are the 2. I actually, I was like, the running back slipped my mind. The backup running back from Green Bay. I
Marshawn
can't think of
Lloyd,
his. Yeah,
Marshawn
yeah,
Lloyd.
Lloyd. I take him some, and I take Savion some. You kind of got me turned on to Savion before the first time you told me about him. I knew who he was and everything, but I just wasn't really super in on him because that room is so big. But then once I heard how high you were on him, I went back and watched some more stuff on him and was, well, yeah, like they clearly didn't like Wicks. Dobbs is just a dude. Like Watson's not going to be there this year. Like there is a world where Savion could be a really sneaky 18th round pick.
Yeah. So
See you later, Steve. Talk to you
yeah,
later. I'm
I
about
have
to get out
less.
of here myself.
I have less Wicks than I thought, but like I don't think he's like a bad pick. I prefer the lower owned pick, and I think that talent wise, Savion is just better. And and you ask about the route stuff. Like, I actually think that Savion will be the one to get all of the gimmick stuff that Jaden Reed was doing last year. That's why I'm kind of out on Jaden Reed. Uh,
Yeah, I
and
know you've said that.
and maybe I'm just wrong. Like, we'll
You
find
could
out.
very well be right.
Yeah, I like if that news comes out, Jaden Reed drops 3 rounds.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure,
know,
for
like
sure. Maybe 4 or 5 rounds if that news comes out that he's kind of
like
taking over the role.
yeah. Well, that specific role, if they try to run Jaden Reed at like post routes and stuff, but anyway, I, that's enough on that. If you guys want to continue that talk, I can do it tomorrow. I don't want to take over the stream with that.
No,
So
no, you're good. We're about to get out of here in just a second
yeah,
anyways. I gotta get to bed so I can get up with the girls and stuff in the morning. But it was fun, man. Anytime, I always enjoy talking to you. I think we drafted 3 pretty good teams overall, an eliminator, 2
yeah.
puppies. I want to get my puppy numbers in. I missed a lot of that first puppy being over on
I,
DraftKings still. Um,
I I've maxed the Superflex puppy. I think I'm probably gonna do like 70 or so of all the puppies. I'm probably not gonna max any of them. I'm probably just gonna get in about half volume on all of them. I think.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I could draft enough time wise to max it, but yeah, I think if I had to predict, I'm gonna hit it hard. And how long do you think? Let me ask you this: how long do you think this puppy will be open with these the way these sickos
Well,
have been filling them?
let's look at what
You
it is
think like
at now.
3 weeks or something?
I'm going to look at it's already what 10%? Nine point
that
nine
does
point
not
one percent. Nine
that
point
does
one
not
percent.
surprise me.
This is day one, right? This
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because remember just yesterday we were talking on my
Yeah.
stream, you and Mark in the chat, and I was like, "Y'all chill out. It's been a
Well, yeah,
couple
because
days."
I did drafters yesterday because we had no I didn't feel like doing like didn't feel like doing anything else on underdog.
Yeah.
But yeah, they well, number one, like all of the absolute sickos are probably 20, 25 drafts in, and they're going to be full by the time it's 50%.
Yeah.
So all of these contests, once it gets to like 60%, it like lags for a week or so. I would say about 3 to 4 weeks,
That's kind of what I was thinking, about 3 weeks or so, 3,
but
4 weeks,
they
something
will
like that.
definitely be dropping more contests probably next week. I would guess as well. Um, once the mini camp stuff starts coming out,
Mm-hmm.
there's should be the Dalmatian coming up at some point.
Which one is
The
that?
the
What?
Dalmatian is awesome. It's a uh, I don't remember the exact structure, but it's a three max $101 for the 101
Okay.
Dalmatian.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Of
I
course.
believe it's a 4 of 12 advance is what it was last year.
Oh
So
wow.
like it's like a 4 of 12 and then like a 1 of 4, 1 of 4 or something.
Oh wow.
And
Interesting.
it's a really good structure. And it's a three max $101 tournament. Um, it's an awesome tournament. It's like my favorite. Like it's a lot of
No,
money,
yeah. I
like
mean, if
but like it's a
four people
really
getting out of
good
it though,
structure.
yeah.
Yeah. So I will definitely be maxing that when it comes out. Um, and then the Chow Chow comes out like in August usually. But like I'm expecting within the time that this puppy's out that we will see the like that one. The flock contest is going to start coming out here soon. Flock hasn't
Mm-hmm.
figured out what he's going to do this year because they stole his idea from last year with the new Eliminator. Uh,
Uh,
so because
so
it
he
was
has contests of his own that are on here.
yeah, so like last year his
Oh,
contest was a 1 of 12 advance out of your pod. So you play your pod down, and then it was a head to head into the 100C final.
oh wow.
And yeah,
Okay.
that's the tournament I did decently well in. I got ninth in the first flock contest, but uh, like, and I did it with a McBride team. So like I got because it was a lot easier to advance McBride through a 1 of 2, right? A Pomeranian Superflex probably coming as well pretty soon.
Steve keeps saying he feels pretty confident they're going to do at least one more super flex.
Oh yeah, the Pomeranians like I think they'll do three more Superflex. They'll definitely do a golden Superflex. Uh, they'll do they'll almost definitely do a Pomeranian Superflex. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think that no more contests will be coming at least by next week for sure.
Cool. All right. Well, it's getting kind of late. Who I'm gonna get on out of here, man. It was fun. Thank you guys for stopping by. Those of you that are still here, uh, you guys know where to find Hoohames. Like he said, 4 o'clock most days during the week, Monday through Friday, I believe. Right?
Monday through
Sometimes
Thursday.
Monday through Thursday. Sometimes on Sunday. Is it one of
Yeah,
the weekend days?
I
Sometimes you pop up
I'm
too.
gonna start every Sunday night at like 6:45. Uh, number one, that gives me an evening time because
Mm-hmm.
evening time seems to work better, like for views and stuff. And
Yeah.
it lets a different group of people be able to watch me that couldn't watch me normally.
I'm
So
gonna do that same thing, like
yeah,
the last weekend in July. So my wife and the girls are going on a week long girls trip. They're leaving on the 26th, and they're gonna be gone that whole next week. And so I kind of got a little fun thing planned. I'm gonna do two a days. You know, football
nice.
camp. You do two a days back in the day.
Yeah,
A lot of the time during the week, I'm like maybe Monday through that Friday. I'm gonna pop on for maybe one draft here and there each day throughout the day, and then I'll still be on at
Hey,
night. And
I
another fun. Oh, go ahead.
I would watch out with that. Like I've not done that yet because I've heard that the YouTube algorithm hates multiple streams in one day.
Oh yeah.
So I
Hmm.
would look into that before you do it.
I
Like
will
if
have to look into it more.
yeah, so that I've heard that from
Okay.
multiple people. Uh so I would watch out. Like I would just make sure like I've made sure not to do it just because I've heard it. I haven't looked into it. Uh
I
because
definitely need to look into that. Then I appreciate you telling me.
yep. Yeah, I mean anything. Like I don't want somebody to get hurt trying to do more, you know? Like
Yeah, yeah, no, no, for
you
sure,
know.
for sure. I just thought it would be fun. I'm gonna be drafting a
Yep.
lot more that week, not having the
Yeah.
kids around, so I was like, yeah, I might as well do it. And then
Yeah.
that weekend, I know he's been showing up some in your chats too. So my buddy Mark, uh, I keep telling y'all I turned him into a best ball bro. So like the last couple of years when I was drafting full time, or all summer or whatever, like the last couple years, Mark was more of your, maybe around the time camp starting to get started, maybe a little bit like this time of year, he would start dabbling in it. But I think he'd be the first to tell you he's probably already drafted close to the amount of teams that like in the past he would, and he plans on drafting all summer. But he's actually flying in town that weekend, and I'm gonna drag him on stream with me that Saturday and
Nice.
Sunday night. So we're gonna have some fun. We'll be drinking. There's no telling what'll be going on that weekend.
There's never a bad time to try your first double elite quarterback. There's never.
That could be it. That could be it. It may be in the third draft. I'm feeling good. I've had me a couple bourbons or something in me, and it
Yeah.
could get pretty wild that weekend. But anyways, man, we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Chat, I appreciate you guys stopping by. See you tomorrow night. I will be back tomorrow night, same time, 10 p.m.
But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work